Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am LindaPark. I play Hoshi Sato and also EmpressSato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or EmpressSato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
Ooh, is that loud enough? Sorry, guys. Hello and welcome to everybody. Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a very special and out-of-sequence episode for the spooky season. But before we get started, I do want to thank all the 300 and some odd people who came through, I believe 400 people who came through during the week and got last week's show up to about 500 views. It really is incredible. I want to thank everybody. And hey, give us a like if you're coming through later. We salute you all, honestly, for making this such a great view getter and sparking so many Star Trek conversations. And we couldn't be more pleased that you guys are out there. Hello to everyone. I see everyone's got their handles today instead of their names. Let's see if we can handle this one. I see JTKIRK, John the Beagle Dad, resolutegerm, both 2 and 3 of them are here with me. I see Buddy Hepburn swinging the mighty spanner. We got John, I said Radioactive is out there. Sean is there and here. We got JPRH1, Jerphone, I don't know, sometimes Jeffraphone. I know. Hello, JPRH1. This thing is it a drag? Has everyone started changing their handle to their tag, to their title name, to their channel name? Hello to Radioactive. Hello to everyone out there. Hello to Mark Harkness. It's good to see you. Get in the pod, sir. Hello, Kal-El. Hello, Phantom Boomer. And does that cover it? I think, yeah, I made it all the way back to the image of the duck. We got a bunch of people watching. We have also a super chat from our friend RRTNZ, who gives us 1 Corinthians, which is where the title of this episode comes from. 1 Corinthians 13:12. Now we see in a mirror darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know fully, as also I was fully known. I am not overly. I was looking at Corinthians. I like 2 Corinthians better. That's a real great one. Anyone? Right?
I think that
2 Corinthians.
The computer's experiencing a lag here. Hold on.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
There we
go. Oh, thank you, Sean. Way to go. Yeah, guys, it's great to be here. It's great to have everybody here. And it's Saturday night, which means it's time for Star Trek. But ooh, as you can see from the dark logo, we are going into the mirror universe. And, that is just a place of fate and destiny. Obviously, playing into this episode are TOS episodes Tholian Web. That, I think, is the biggest of all, right? Tholian Web is probably the biggest.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the causal event tied to Tholian Web is outright brilliant. It's not a member berry. It's so earned, in my opinion. They really earn their connection to TOS in this one. They really do. I think this takes place.
And we get a Gorn. And we get a Gorn.
The best, coolest Gorn we ever fucking see. They saved the best for last. This Gorn was absolutely awesome. For those of you wondering, this is called by some Season 0, Episode 0, and Episode 01. That is because it is got a really weird history. It was not shown when it was supposed to be shown. I don't know what they did those 2 weeks on the CW or UPN, I'm sorry, but it wasn't shown. They didn't show it. It shows up. I think they were thinking they would make it a summer movie event, and it ends up being shown at the end of the end, right before Terra Prime, and then it's this, and then we get the weird "These Are the Voyages" thing that we don't know what to do. But here's the deal: the mirror universe idea was brought to them by the people who Ghost wrote with William Shatner the Shatnerverse Star Trek books about a Tiberius character who would be about a James T. Kirk from that dimension who would have been relocated to a penal planet by the device that they used in the whatever the hell it's called, that device that they use in let's see if I can get this one. The Tantalus field. The Tantalus field is used on several occasions, and they thought it was a disintegrator. The Reeves Stevenses, who wrote some of those books with Shatner, they proposed that this could be explained as instead of killing the people, it transported them to a penal colony in the main universe, and that the Enterprise would come across this penal colony, meeting Tiberius, played by William Shatner. Tiberius would seek to use the transporter aboard the Enterprise to return to his own universe, but discovers it has not yet diverged from the main universe and does not exist. That would not have been cool. This is supposed to have happened a while ago already. The episode would have explored the creation of the mirror universe through the actions of Tiberius and Captain Archer. The story was pitched by Shatner, who had worked with the Reeves Stevenses on the Shatnerverse series of Star Trek novels, to Manny Coto, Brian Braga, and Rick Berman. And then the other pitch, this is the source of most of the confusion. Berman got a pitch. The Mike Sussman Shatner idea was different. He wanted to have Shatner play an ancestor of Captain Kirk, who ended up being the chef on the NX-01. So all of these get done in a way that doesn't include Shatner. Riker swaps in for William Shatner as the chef in These Are the Voyages instead of having it be, Boo. Yeah, it would have been fine to have it be William Shatner, to be honest with you. So that was a bummer. And we get this episode the way it is. It is, at least, I would say this, a pretty good episode. I like this one. I thought it was highly imaginative, and I can see right now our audience with 18 votes is already voting it very highly. We get really good performances on this one. The thing is, I don't know if the Bakula performance is simply hard to read. Here's the thing. They bring in Sussman to write part 2. Part 2 is where he starts hallucinating and seeing Prime Archer. I'm wondering if people weren't thinking that this is not working with Archer as a bad guy. Doomcock has said this himself, that maybe Scott Bakula is such a nice person that he doesn't have the evil in him. But Germ pointed out he was doing a good job as a slow burn maniac who just didn't have a lot of... He had a lot of triggers, but he was able to withhold his... Like, he had barely restrained rage. It's just that he's almost hyperventilating, and he might be scenery chewing. We'll get to... We covered the thing with Shatner. I guess I'll ask you guys, what did you think of that crazy story from the Reeves Stevenses and William Shatner? They should have just paid him and made it happen, but wow, a little bit nuts, right?
That's a little out there.
I like Sussman's idea better, that William Shatner himself would play an ancestor of Kirk who happened to be the chef. That would be fine. That would have been fine. We would have been happy to see him.
I think that one works. Really, the first one's a bit weird.
It's really, really weird. Why would he be sent back in time and across dimensions? But whatever, the Tantalus field was some weird alien tech that never got explained.
I would have much preferred the gentleman that plays Wilson on Home Improvement to have been the chef and have his face
Hey, Kronos, hello.
The whole time.
That would have been good. I would have liked that. But we got melted face Tripp. But we start off, and hello, Roman of the Empire. It's good to see you, sir. Kal-El, did I say hello to you, sir? Hello. Hello, Gorn to be wild. Oh, we got the Gorn train going again. Gornzilla -1. The Gorns must be crazy. James B. Kirk. You know what? Yeah, Gorn under a bad sign. Gorn again. This is my favorite of the Enterprise series. I'll let you know how good this all could have been. They were, honestly, I feel like this show got canceled as it hit its stride. Although I do feel like the end of the Xindi arc was handled badly. They should have had a resolution to that. Like, we needed people hugging and saying we did it. We didn't need to get thrown sideways into a crazy time travel story.
What do you think would have happened if they would have swapped season 4 with season 3?
Season 3 is deeply interesting and weird, and only has, what did we figure, 8 to 10 stories out of 23 episodes.
Well, yeah, but
episodes?
it season 3 took us out of episodic television, and season 4 was more episodic. I mean, it had a few long multi-part stories, but it's a little bit more sci-fi there. I'm wondering if it would have saved the show.
The thing is, season 2 was the real problem. And by the way, there's something up with season 2. We weren't wild about it. That's part of the reason we're thinking about not really getting too heavily into season 3. Plus, the circumstances of this are a little upsetting to me as a New Yorker who saw some of the things that they reference in this. But I don't. First of all, you guys were right, and RRTNZ was right. He was the first one to say it. I'm not going to be like Alex Kurtzman. Just because this made me uncomfortable didn't mean that this wasn't still a Star Trek show for the whole Star Trek community. So I sort of had to bite down hard on this one and deal with it. It brought back a lot of bad memories the first couple of weeks. The thing is, we didn't touch on it much in a heavy way again until Degra, when we hang out with him and try to pull the psyop on him to get him to tell everything that's going on. So that where like it seemed to be a critique of Camp X-Ray, and maybe we shouldn't be so mean to the captured Taliban. That had me throwing the remote control across the room and yelling a lot of profanity. But it was also a really good episode. So I think we departed enough from the torn from the headline stuff. They shouldn't have tarnished themselves with it. It should have, maybe the Xindi should have just had some other way of attacking. I don't know what to say about it. I always hate the episode The Expanse for reasons that have very little to do with how good or bad it might be. I will also say I think it took Star Trek in a terrible direction. So if we had swapped seasons 2 and 3, seasons 3 and 4, I think that they would have probably gotten the green light for season 5 and then had the rug pulled out from under them in the middle of season, the Xindi arc, maybe. They might have changed minds by the middle of the Xindi arc. People might have been like, what did you do to Star Trek? It's like, you were just hitting your stride. Last season was so good. People were very into the Star Trekkiness of it. Because in this season, when we talk about sci-fi or lack of sci-fi, I'm sorry, but you know what? The Man in the High Castle is a specific kind of sci-fi. This is basically that when we go into Stormfront Part 1 and 2, which we have to think about. Next week is not Stormfront Part 1 either. Next week is season 3 retrospective. So definitely bring that one up again and we'll go deeply into it. I'd ask the rest of the panel, what do you think about that one? Swapping seasons 4 and 3.
It would have gotten them the season 5 because you don't have the low of season 2 and then the oddness of season 3 that just made them decide to pull the plug. You get season 4 is season 3. It goes up. They're riding high. They may give you season 4 and 5 all at once. If not, I don't think the Xindi arc in season 4 puts it low enough for them to pull the plug entirely.
I don't know. I think if you did season 4 as season 3, you don't even write season 3. You come up with better ideas before that happens. And you're not doing a Star Wars meets 9/11 type of plot.
Yeah,
that's just me. I think they would have had better inspiration for something else. And I like a lot of season 4, and so I think that they would have been able to go onwards and upwards in a replacement season 4. And we never would have had the Xindi. It would have been better. We could have gotten Daniels free at that point, and we would have gotten the refit on the ship.
Yeah. we could have been Daniel's Tregus. Yeah, he's going to come flying in. My favorite expression for when they just don't know what they're doing and someone comes into the story like in all the wrong ways is Daniels is going to come flying in sideways into Stormfront, and it's going to be like he's dying, and he'll be like, again? Please just die this time. Please, let's get confirmation of death when he dies. I want them to shoot his body into space, into a star. Like, I can't take it. I hate this character. His story is as weak as his hairline, and like JT might be right. Maybe the only good thing is his suit. But you know what? We all lived through it. Whatever. You know, I had to fight the battle of the recession too, like everyone else. You know, it's all real. It's not great. No one would get a wig this bad, but you know, I had to fight this one too. It's kind of starting to look like a mid 20th century German leader. This is good leader hair. JT, what's the German word for leader? No, wait, forget, don't say it.
I know. Yeah, okay.
There's a Plymouth Fury over this episode. So I think swapping the seasons would have made a big difference. And by the way, it's All Souls Day, so this shirt is very appropriate for this weird episode of Star Trek. It's weird as hell. You know what? Here's my question to my panel. I want everybody to jump ball. Let's see who has the most enthusiasm. Here's my theory. Bitch Edith Keeler is responsible for this.
Wait, what? Who?
That bitch Edith Keeler is responsible for this shit.
Oh, shit.
Roman, you have the shirt too. It's a good one.
The joke was lost on me. I'm sure it was funny, but
this is Edith Keeler from the episode City on the Edge of Forever. The fact that we see that first branch in time in that episode where they talk about how, like, here she meets with your president. It's still Taft, sir, or something weird like that. And it's like, he doesn't want to get into World War II, sir. And it's just like, huh? And it's just like, here's Edith Keeler in 1951, high-fiving Hilter in, like, you know, in France. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, apparently, like, you know, they win the war because bitch gets out of line. I think this is because this is the situation that would have happened. This is where mankind was headed until the Star Trek heroes went back in time and changed history. This is where it was supposed to go. The real difference is the universe that we see Star Trek in.
So you're saying we're going to have a fun future?
I'm saying that this episode also it's got Tholian Web, Mirror, but I think also City on the Edge of Forever is part of the causal events. I think the mirror universe is caused by Kirk not killing Edith Keeler.
Okay.
Anyone else?
It's not the worst theory I've heard.
The opening sequence. Harry Potter in the corner of which one? The City on Forever gave us the path.
No, it's not the worst theory I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, thank you. I mean, Kurtzman has a theory too, where the Guardian on the Edge of Forever is actually like a Time Lord who walks around and acts like an idiot. No, I think that here's the deal. When Spock gives McCoy a hard time about World War II and World War I and World War III, his casualty figures are real high, much higher than the real life. They're like, that said, 460 million died in your First World War, 795 million in your Second World War, 4.2 billion. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like way higher. So I wonder if the Star Trek world of Gene Roddenberry hadn't departed earlier. And hey, Wes Cagle is here. Sir. Oh, I forgot something. I did this the other day, but I didn't do it now. Wait.
Incoming SydneySweeney video. Set burners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to standby. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
That's supposed to be for the end of the show, but there is a super chat one. I hit the wrong one. What can I tell you? Sometimes I make mistakes.
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I don't know. I think that in the world of Star Trek, it makes sense to me that Edith Keeler fucked up the timeline, or the Edith Keeler timeline was supposed to be what happened to us, and only the intercession of Kirk and Spock and McCoy changed it. Episode deserves an A just for Hoshi. She's a hard 10 in all this, man. She is just smoking hot. She's a smoke show through all of it, Wes Gagel. Yeah, I mean, Sydney, we needed to wait until SydneySweeney came along. 6-year-old SydneySweeney was like, I want to be that hot one day when she watched this episode. Am I right?
Whoa.
Can I finish?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody, it's good to see Sigvalderson. It's good to see Kronos, buddy. It's good to see everybody here. And let's get our first picture up here. We start out with a reprise and a beautiful rendition of the theme song for Star Trek First Contact. It was in its full glory. It was actually the high point of this episode is actually the beginning, because I start to get swept away, because I think Star Trek First Contact is, one, the only song original to the Next Generation that is of significance, and two, is just the best part of that movie, which is Only Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is such a beautiful orchestral piece.
I was enthralled in the theater
when you hear it playing.
It carried you through a long bit of the movie before you started realizing it was kind of bad. That's how good the beginning was. JerryGoldsmith could do that.
Yes.
So when this Vulcan walks out and we hear the full glory of the theme, I was honestly swooning and swept away, and my love of Star Trek really welled up, and I had a moment, and that was kind of what something in that 10th of a second. It was a 10th of a second more real Star Trek than we ever got from these clowns who do it now. It proved that Mike Sussman and his people can write. This was good. This was amazing use of music. This orchestral piece was fantastic. I don't know if it was lifted right from the movie. It might have been from the same moment. It was great, though. Guys, how did you feel watching the Vulcan walk off the ship and hearing the First Contact music?
Oh, the first time I had this pre-recorded, like my dad recorded it on tape, because you could do that back then still, right? And I thought that my dad had messed up, or UPN had decided to show First Contact instead, because sometimes TV channels would do that. They'd play the movies and instead of their regular show. So when I started playing it, I'm like, wait, this is the end of First Contact. What the hell is going on here?
They troll you really good. You're like, wait, did they change up the Star Trek episode for this week?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, why do I have the end of First Contact on here? Like I'm looking at the tape sitting next to my TV, like in the sleeve, right, in the jacket. I'm like, okay. And then right when he pulls out that heater.
He pulls out a freaking shotgun. Yeah, it's not even a subtle weapon. It's brutal as hell.
And I was like, what?
Wes Gagel, sir. That catfight between Hoshi and the ball.
Man, I knew we were in for something. I was like, what the hell is going on? It was an awesome opening. From so many angles in my mind.
Hoshi was such a sex machine in this episode that when she went after DePaul, it's fair to say this. Spock, how would you classify the assault?
She was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
There you go. Thank you, Wes Gagel. That knife catfight between Hoshi and DePaul. The episode remembers that DePaul has super strength in time. That version of Hoshi is just that fucking insane. She's right in there trying to take her out. But I thought that this was a really good tease and a really good bait and switch from us. It was a lot of fun, and it had me excited for a space adventure, and I was like very curious to see what was going to happen next. So, moving on to our next slide. I only have 60 slides, guys, so I'm going to try to get through them a little quicker.
Well, folks, we are doing it a two-parter, right?
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I was late on that one.
Hey. No problem, Sean. Thank you for seeing to your station. I appreciate it. All right, and then Zephram Cochrane decides he's not going to make the Vulcan salute, and I was waiting for them. Off. I was like, is he going to give him the finger? Like, what's going on with Zephram Cochrane? And this is the most important thing about the scene. Look around. You know what we don't see? What don't we see? Conspicuously, don't we see?
Failed Georgian gubernatorial candidates.
We don't see Mira Picard. We don't see Mira Riker. We don't see Mira Geordi. We don't see Mira TNG Enterprise D crew, meaning that the movie Star Trek First Contact is a dream in the Nexus. Otherwise, they would have been here. Their doubles would have been here. We would have seen them from behind.
Or the board never went back in your universe.
Yeah, they weren't in the First Contact scene.
They're there. Riker.
They're not
in the background.
In the shot, they're not. They're all
in the shot.
Screen.
They're not.
Riker,
they're off. They're in the vicinity, but they're like a dozen paces away from the edge of the back of the crowd. They know what's going to happen.
We also don't see Lily.
Yeah, we didn't miss her either. Nice. You broke your little ship.
That's nice.
Alfre Woodard was not missed. It's not her. That character just was. It sucked. That character had a problem. There was problems with that character. We didn't need. That was the first time we had a strong woman go up there and straighten things out for us. And it was a bad sign of things to come. Hey, Sci-Fi Mombi, hello to you. So at any rate, I didn't get. Did anybody throw in here with it's Edith Keeler's fault? That's my view. Sean, you gonna put this on that bitch?
Well, maybe, but I don't. Edith Keeler wasn't in the mirror universe, though.
I think Edith Keeler's was the person who creates it. I think her actions created it. I think that's where the timelines diverge, because remember. By the time we get to 1967 and we go back again with Gary 7 to 1968 and a half, we see things have already changed a little bit. I think that maybe World War II doesn't go the way it went in our world. Spock quotes a casualty figure way higher.
Well, Rome,
let this
Rome
be their
might
last
have
battlefield.
Power all the way through into World War II as well.
There's something of that possibly in there too, that this is a lot like the Rome planet, which would mean that Of Bread and Circuses is part of the memberberry soup that we're making here, because Deep Space Nine doesn't go into the Roman Empire aspect of any of this, do they?
No, they don't.
The Empire's fallen by the DS9 era.
And this is better than any Deep Space Nine episode of the Mirror Universe. And here we have it. It's your cover screen for today, but it is the Enterprise logo for this week. Their opening is completely different after they troll the shit out of you, and we see this thing. Like, I was stunned. Did anyone else still recovering when the credits roll and and then you figured it out?
Yeah, and then you're like, wait, what the hell are they doing?
Within about 10 seconds of the credits rolling, the first 10 seconds of the credits, I'm like, oh my god. And then at that moment you realize we're never going to step back to the Prime Universe, which was a very novel idea, because as far as the Mirror Universe goes, TOS goes there, TNG, I don't even know if there was a Mirror Universe adjacent concept. I don't even know if they thought about it.
No one remembers doing it, right?
Well, I mean, I think they probably thought that the Mirror Universe was close enough to them doing the takeoff on Naked Time. You know what I mean? Like, it's alternate versions of ourselves, via the TOS time machine. So maybe they didn't want to touch that one. That's my thought on that. I don't know. Go ahead.
They had some books with the Mirror Universe Next Generation, but nothing in the show.
Right. It's book only. And I don't know if those lean into the Roman Empire thing. I don't think it does. My feeling is that this shit's on Edith Keeler. I blame Edith Keeler for all this. I think that it was a good thing that they did what they did. She had it coming, and that truck needed something to hit, right? Anyway,
why not?
Exactly. Just so the audience can see really quickly, not that it's a huge difference, but it's definitely tonal, and you know it when you see it. This is the regular Enterprise background. Significantly different. As much as it's the same, it's a total different feel.
It's subtle. But the rest of the intro is
crazy. It's amazing and insane.
Crazy, yeah.
I have some pictures from the intro. We get to see things are not good. The mirror universe does not look like a cool or fun place to live. The mirror people are pretty much dicks, and their world is horrible.
In that intro, Teag, if that universe is actually more realistic of what we would do if some enemy, or not an enemy, but like an alien species landed, it had much more of a Roswell feel to it than anything else. Where we'd probably, we'd be like, yep, we want to capture this and reverse engineer the whole thing.
Like Independence Day, but it works, and a scientist who looks suspiciously like Mr. Data is like, I think we can duplicate their energy, sir. It's like, shut up, Dr. Okran. All right, possibly. We start by dropping into this mirror universe with this great intro that we can't say enough about. I mean, they attack the moon colony. We do all sorts of terrible things. We see every action sequence from the show that shows the underside of the ship so we don't give away the top of the ship. And then when we do see it, the saucer section has like this crazy, like, Romulan style paint job. It's like all yellow and crazy. And the ship is just like, it's like raining death down on stuff. It's like, we haven't gone this direction in Star Trek since Living Witness, which was the closest thing that Voyager does to the mirror universe. Although I would say that they did that for that one. They did really well with Living Witness. That might be their very best episode, to be honest with you. It kind of presents Janeway the way I felt about her anyway, right? And will Star Trek Discovery be smart enough? Will Star Trek Academy be smart enough to use that version of the Doctor? Because that hologram was that far into the future already. It was like, what, 750 years into the future? And he was like 100 years away from the Federation. Yeah, Robert Picardo really did do a lot of wasting of goodwill. But the Dr. Phlox here... Yeah, he's kind of a dick. Dr. Phlox here and Mr. Reed have a charming new invention that they've worked on together. It's a booth that puts you into complete and total agony, and they've got some poor Tellarite in there, and he's screaming in pain, and Dr. Phlox is just... He is exactly the worst person in the world. He is the doctor from Schindler's Tabulation.
I would like to counter this, Admiral, by saying that aren't all Tellarites guilty of something?
I agree with that, and the whole switch house thing that's going on with Phlox. This is John Billingsley's best episode. I can't begin to tell you. And does Archer look a little like Hanover Fist from Heavy Metal here, or what?
A little bit. I found his hairpiece to be a little distracting.
Is it a hairpiece or is his hair dyed? I think they gave him the one-day dye job. It's like a spray dye. It's a weird color.
I actually liked in this the most. I liked Malcolm being a Mako, but I don't think they call them Makos.
No, they are. It says it on the sleeve. I got a good look at it.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, they are, in fact, Makos.
What did you think of Pride Weather?
Playing a heterosexual convincingly? It's his best acting.
Well, I was going to ask you, did he have his earring in the correct ear?
It ends up that he did, right? Because he was acting. It makes sense that Mirror Pride Weather would be straight weather. So in this universe, he's stud weather because he gets Hoshi. We're gonna have to, we have to be consistent here. So here's Hoshi, guys.
I think
we need to take a moment and talk about how LindaPark really whipped herself into shape for this episode. Guys, thoughts on Linda's abs? Let's start with JT.
I really liked this scene. I thought it was kind of funny that she would go for Captain Forrest like that, but hey, I guess she likes a man with power.
She's all about. She liked his equivalent of the Mirror Universe wallet.
Yeah.
He had some power, and he was going over efficiency reports, which always is a turn on, I think, for women. She got turned on when he said, "I'm going over these status reports."
Yeah,
I've got these EPS reports to fill out, and she was like, "Oh, baby." She just started squeezing her thoughts. She just shows up, and she is the sexiest thing we've ever seen.
Do you think that whole thing where she's like, "I'm going to go back to Brazil and teach again, and then you're going to get a cushy job," and then, you think she's saying that just because that's what he wants, or is that what she actually wants? And she's just
she wants to go back to Earth. She wants to go back to Earth. She was remember. Go ahead, Jerry.
She wants to be an admiral's woman.
Ah, okay.
And that involves him getting a cushy job back on Earth.
Fair enough.
This Hoshi is like a maniac who goes after a super strong Vulcan with a knife, but at the same time, I'm thinking like it's not safe out here. They're losing this war. She's hearing about a lot of ships getting destroyed, and she's going to hear about more getting destroyed here. So I'm thinking she just really wants to go back to Earth. Sean, any theory on this one?
No, I think she had aspirations to become Empress the entire time.
I don't know if the unique set of circumstances didn't inspire her to accelerate her plans. I think in this universe, everybody's ready to make that move. Because everybody who gets their hands near power is trying to move up, and Archer's trying to jump up like 4 steps. And Jolene
Spock
isn't.
had no desire to command, and
Soval and
well, that's because he was a low-life Vulcan. Yeah.
It made sense to me that the Vulcans in the Mirror Universe would be more or less the same as our Vulcans, the way they are written in TOS, because Spock is such a true neutral character in the Dungeons and Dragons term. Like the logic could be really dry and just be so unemotional that he would make calculus like, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. So these 25 men who must die punishing the townspeople are justifiable, and the townspeople will keep in line after we kill a bunch of them. I think that's what's going on in that universe. But the Pride Weather with the earring in the left ear. Guys, this is what's called foreshadowing for the best rug pull this show ever does. It shows us Studweather. In this episode, he's Studweather. Guys, thoughts on Studweather here? And Malcolm.
I think it's probably a better role for him.
yeah, again, because he wasn't a Boy Scout, he actually could pull it off.
And they were being smart about it, right? They're like, we got to use Anthony, and they're like, well, the strong silent type is going to have to be the way that he goes with this one, because it's not going to work if he has to act.
Right.
So, but by the way, here's where we scoffingly deal with the agonizer booth, and is this the point the coup happens? Does he remove Archer? Does Archer make his move on Forrest right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
He does.
Right at the beginning.
And by the way,
sorry, go ahead.
Who doesn't want a fathead of the Mirror Universe logo for their door? Is what I was going to say.
That would be really nice. I would enjoy that.
Mark D with the C. You know what to make next.
Yeah.
So go ahead with your original thought, though. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I really liked the detention of Captain Forrest right here, right early on. I thought it was cool and got Archer to get into the role of command, but also kind of be a little crap at it. I don't know.
It was important for him to be the captain, at least because we were so out of context at this point, right?
Yeah.
We had to have the mutiny pretty quick. Keep going.
I thought it was interesting how they got Malcolm to be such a different character here too. where he's like, I'll take him down to the cargo bay and make it real quiet. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then this Archer grabs him and throws him up against the bulkhead like a high school bully, and he's like, if anything happens to him before you get him to the bridge, I'll kill you myself.
Yeah.
This Archer
Why wouldn't you just get rid of him? That was the other thing. I was like, what are we doing here? Get rid of him now.
Exactly. You know, he is one of the most dangerous people
They've gone
there.
too far in a few places.
Exactly. But we go to the bridge and we inform T'Pol that, guess what? Captain Forrest is no longer in charge. And he's Captain Forrest. He hasn't made it to Admiral yet. Yeah. Hoshi wants him to get his promotion, and he's due anyway. The Enterprise has been through a lot. Archer says that they're the toughest fighting crew in the entire fleet, and they're still the most advanced ship in this universe too. It's not like they have a bunch of other ships, although the Avengers are close.
They do.
Maybe they have 2 or 3 more. Yeah,
they have a lot more ships, but
they say the star date. It might be 2 or 3 years ahead of the star date in the regular timeline. What is it, 2152 in this one? We actually do get the. He says the Captain Starlog. It's like February something. I remember. Oh well, the most useless thing I remember the month. But guys, how's Jolene looking here, huh?
Oh, perfect.
Very nice.
Horrible.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's Sean. Someone had to say it. You know, she shows up looking like this. Yeah, she couldn't have. Yeah, I mean, wow. And I think she has some tan lines or something going on, or Jolene Blaylock just has the strangest hips. Yeah, she has some tan lines. She doesn't tan naked people. Beb, sorry, maybe topless though. You never know. But
oh boy, this is one of the highlights of the whole episode, though. I mean, it really is not just this, but all of the uniforms and how they're slightly different. And they had a lot of fun making them. You can tell that they did.
So now, under the tradition of the Mirror Universe, you get everything that used to be the other captains. Jeremy, you have a thought?
Should have been award-winning costume design.
Honestly, yeah, it was that good. It was that good. And it was like, sort of, you're like, man, I wish Jolene always wore that uniform. Man, I wish Hoshi always wore that uniform. You get everything that used to be the other captains. So Archer goes to Forrest's cabin where we find Hoshi, and they have, this confrontation where we kind of find out that she's broken his heart already. And this tracks with regular universe Archer because I have always thought that Archer was kind of in love with Hoshi.
I never really got that. It's more of a teacher-student relationship.
I think at some point she's going to turn around.
Relationship of convenience, though.
I think what was going to happen was that the time is going to come where Hoshi's just going to seduce Archer.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going with this one.
Okay.
So on the bridge, things a little tense. They've got a hell of a gamer chair. This is the most superfluous and crazy chair ever on any Enterprise of all time. Who would anybody want it though? I would find a way to enjoy sitting in that chair. Anybody? The aesthetic is almost exactly
I would
the same.
enjoy it, but also this NX-01 is far more powerful than the other NX-01s we've seen to date.
It has several different kinds of weapons we haven't seen before, including like some kind of like pulses of energy and not just the beams and rays. But yeah, if you look at Jolene's hips, you'll see the tan line right there.
Yes.
She wears the very skimpy bikini. I think what it is they filled in her tan line with makeup and it's just not the right color. That's my impression. I think they tried to cover up her tan line with makeup or something, and you end up sort of seeing it. I don't know. Anybody want to talk about the costumes for a moment? The Makos are the same. The Archer's outfit, just A lot more flair. He's ready to work at Star Trek TGI Fridays. Also, he's got the cross holster for his weapon. This is very reminiscent of Picard's yesterday's Enterprise. And yesterday's Enterprise is their mirror. That's as close as they get now that I think of it.
Mm-hmm.
And also their Doomsday Machine. They don't have anything as great as the garbage scavenger ship episode piloted by J.D. Vance. Like New Trek,
they also
right,
have
guys?
in the back, they have that extra back there too. Is also wearing the same thing.
And she's good looking. She's got great abs. Yeah. You know what? Remember when we used to have background actors on Star Trek? We got 3 of them in this fucking scene. We got 3 principals and 3 fucking extras. Sean, this ship looks like it has a crew for a change, doesn't it? And it's much smaller than a new Trek ship. Many more people.
They've always had plenty of extras on the show. I think, anyway.
Kal-El saying he doesn't meet the minimum of 15 pieces of flair. Yeah, but he's a captain.
Well, he's got to lead by example, though.
He should probably lead by example. You know what's funny is he's space Patton here. He's a crazy, unhinged space Patton here.
True.
He really is. And he's this character we're gonna find out is really much more insane than we find out. But here's something we never see regular Archer do. I think this is sort of important to point out. We never see regular Archer just sitting in the chair and being okay with sitting in the chair. Whenever an episode starts, if he's in the chair, the first thing that happens is he jumps out of it like it's electrified. Usually he's pacing around the chair, leaning on the chair, touching. He has maybe one hand on the chair. He's standing right behind Mayweather because he doesn't trust him, and he's looking right at that view screen. He's right there, up like nose to the view screen, like yelling at Shran and everything else that he does. Archer never sits in the chair in the Prime Universe. So I noticed this, and I thought this was a good little directing move here by the team.
Although I would not
Enterprise.
stand in front of Mirror Pride Weather either.
You're safe if you're a man in front of Mirror Pride Weather. He's stud weather in this universe. It's exactly the opposite of ours. He's going to get Hoshi.
Well, he had one hell of a high kick later on in this episode too.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know if I got that in my slides, but it is hilarious. But yeah, Archer, enjoying himself in the chair here. He's wanted this for a long time. And Hoshi already told him it was Admiral Gardner kept him from getting it. And, they were always jealous of him back at the Admiralty. And it sounds like Starfleet is really just like a dog-eat-dog nightmare place to kind of work and live. And when we see more Starfleet people, they're pieces of shit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very, very. Now this is the moment where he tells Studweather that he's in fact a DEI hire. Because Studweather offers an opinion. He's like, shut the fuck up and get out.
He's like, you already got the job. Don't talk yourself out of it.
Exactly.
Like,
good quote. Yeah, exact quote. He's like, you'll take orders from me and me alone. You'll get your own cabin. Better food. It's like, what did we miss? It's like, you won't be getting punched in the face every morning when you wake up either. It's like, this sounds like the worst place. Like Marine Corps basic training is like childhood in this world.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Full Metal Jacket is a children's story. It's like, fucking, I'm Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, and welcome to the Magic Garden, you little maggots. It's a terrible world. So Studweather, the man here, he's kissing up, and I mean this in the best possible way. He's got Mirror Sulu energy.
He does.
Yeah. And so does Dominic Keating.
He looks in when they take the Defiant over at the targeting, whatever you want to call that, the targeting visor. He looks exactly like Sulu with that energy. It's kind of cool.
Honestly, Dominic Keating captures the Sulu energy too. Honestly, he has Sulu energy, and the two of them are acting like Sulu and Chekhov in the Mirror Universe. They're dicks.
Oh, sure.
But I thought this was pretty good. And, geez, I don't remember what's. Oh, here's Mirror Porthos. It's a fucking attack dog.
I love that too. I freaking love that too.
Why is it in Forrest's cabin? Is it just this is the ship's dog and it's not necessarily Archer's?
Maybe. I don't think you're
every
supposed
ship
to think
has
too
an
much
attack
about
dog.
it. I think you're just supposed to kind of laugh that they replaced a beagle with this dog.
It was funny as hell, actually.
Yeah.
This thing could eat Porthos, although Porthos would not back down from this because Jack Russell's pretty much the bravest.
What? He was a beagle.
Was he? But isn't it, I thought he was a Jack Russell Terrier.
Jack Russell was the dog in Frasier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I had a half rat terrier, half Chihuahua, which was like a weird as fuck looking dog.
He's actually a pit bull in this.
That's what I thought, or a Portuguese water dog. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I
knew he was
couldn't
definitely
tell
a fighting
100%.
dog.
I'm not the biggest dog breed expert, but I was like, oh, that's one they're not going to let the Admiral have in his apartment.
The dog also lets loose an ominous low growl. It is not a friendly creature. I think this was this. You know what it is? This dog is worried because it might be out of a job thanks to the invention of the agonizer booth. That's what was going on with Porthos here.
Don't mind him. He hasn't had his dinner yet. I'm like, wow.
And neither has Archer.
To see what they're going to feed him.
I'm going to feed him Mr. Studweather's latest victim, whoever gets in Mr. Studweather's way. But so Mira Hoshi, she has a set of ceramic Ginsu knives. You can have them for just $19.99. They're the last set of knives you'll ever need.
Of course.
Yeah, I bought these and I still have them. They work great. I'm just kidding. I like how they keep making out while she's trying to stab him. It's almost like she wasn't going to really go for the stabbing, was she?
This
is part of their thing.
Well, what kind are you talking about?
He's going to flesh stab her for real, and she wants it, and she doesn't want to harm. If she was going to stab him, it was going to be like in the bicep to turn him on, to get him cranked up. I don't think she had any intention of killing him. I think she digs this. I think that this is sort of their thing, that they're weird, fucking crazy people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incoming transmission from Starfleet Command, Human Resources Division.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I got to go down to HR, guys. Once again, I've offended. Is it about the copyrighted material? I'm sorry. I can't help myself. We've talked about this one. So, yeah, Hoshi, she's turned on. She pulls a knife on Archer, but he gets called away to go talk to Phlox, who's got a Tholian, or, as we call them, Tholians. I call them Tholians. That's how they prefer to have it pronounced. And, I don't want to disrespect the Tholians. But if you want to call them Tholians, go ahead. It's sort of like Native American or Indian, just interchangeable. So they've got this Guardian this Tholian locked up. And it turns out that they're from Germ said, a Venus-like planet, and it's hot as fuck where they're from. And looking at it, it looks like maybe it's in an encounter suit. This is freeze frame. It looks a lot better. It's moving around too fast for us to get a good look at it. This thing looks a lot better in the freeze frame than it does in the episode moving around. And it's consistent with the quick view screen image we get of the Tholians, isn't it? Don't we see the Tholians for 1 second, and it's just kind of like two glowing eyes on like a sock?
I believe so. That's the special edition.
Yeah.
The special edition swaps in these straight up. Oh, Sean, here's your cue.
Oh.
For you.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Sorry, I was looking down.
Thank you, dead man. You know why you don't get in a fight with Tom Petty?
Sean is really trying to work with the M5 computer to make it better. So that's why the Admiral's talking to him about that. So
Sean has impressed his own memory engrams on it. It knows everything about baseball. It's predicted the Dodgers are going to win.
What's the score right now? I haven't even looked.
Last time I looked, it was 3-1. Was it 3-1 Toronto? Still, it was like last night's score. It was weird.
Oh, really?
Last night, yeah, I think Toronto was leading. It is 4-3. Dodgers coming back in bottom of the 8th, guys. I'll keep you apprised of this one. Of course, this is if Daniels doesn't come back and change it. We know that the Dodgers are supposed to win. So if the Blue Jays win, we'll know that it's Daniels at work. What can I tell you? Thank you very much. You know why you don't get into a fight with Tom Petty? He won't back down. You know, I don't know how many people know this, but if you go into the member videos or back in the videos, I did record Can't Back Down when I hit 500 subs. That's the song that I recorded on my acoustic guitar. I played it for the channel members, and it's out there in the wild for you guys. I think if you just search for it in the channel, it should come up. Won't Back Down if you want to hear me sing it. But yeah, I thought the T in Tholian was pronounced an S, like General Cho's chicken. That's right. There are Cholians as well. Some of them they have learned to enjoy the differences within themselves, within that make them all different. For instance, this Tholian is orange, but you know there are blue,
Tholians?
green, and black Tholians as well.
Planet Mexico?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when they send us their Tholians, they're sending us their best now. They're sending us murderers. They're sending us psychopaths. They're sending us time-traveling interdimensional pieces of shit. And some, I assume, are very good Tholians. But this Tholian, he's a dick. He's in no position to make demands, and he just tells Archer, go fuck yourself, release me. My friends are going to fuck you up. My dad's bigger than your dad. The usual stuff. And Archer's just like... You know, what's going on by the gas giant? Tell us where it is. Tell me what I want to know. And the Tholian's like, oh, fuck you. No. See, we're going to show you. And he's like, drop the temperature 50 degrees. And the Tholian is immediately in pain. You can tell it's supposed to be cold. They get that across pretty easily. First, we know they dropped the temperature. But second of all, the CGI is decent. They didn't try to go and do something that they couldn't do. They didn't get out over their skis. They torture it for a little while, and then it tells them what they want to know. And then we meet Mirror Tripp, who is just maybe my favorite Mirror character. He is absolutely creepy looking. And it's a really good Mirror character because most traits of regular Tripp are in this Tripp. This Tripp has just learned to watch his back and hedge his bet and that he can't trust anyone. But he's still loyal to Archer. Archer's just a piece of shit. He's still in love with T'Pol. And T'Pol is not that... She doesn't care about him one way or another, but she doesn't quite hate him. It's weird. It's weird. He is the best Mirror character as far as being a strange.
I thought they
take on
had
himself.
I thought they had a thing going for each other, but they couldn't.
It's Punfar only.
It's
Punfar only, and he's like, "Come on, man, just give me a little before the next 7 years."
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was really funny, but then they ruined the joke when he was like, "I helped you out that one time," and she's like, I thought I told you to never talk about that. And we knew what that was, and then they had to ruin it talking about a Ponfar.
Well, he did say, though, that he never told anyone. So this Tripp is also, like, kind of honorable, which is not a thing in this world. So he's out of place here. Is he supposed to be like Smiley O'Brien or something?
Could be.
He's the one affable person in the Mirror universe?
I don't know if I would go that far, but yeah. There's definitely something more to him.
I loved the makeup. I thought he looked really creepy. It was a great look for him. And I thought it was really, really good acting. And he's got to work with T'Pol to hook up a cloaking device. And he's like, bitch, put on your radiation badge and don't fuck with me. And he's watching the shit out of her because, as Germ pointed out, he's pretty sure she's going to sabotage this thing, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. And she does,
definitely.
doesn't she?
That's it. Wait, I think we see Tripp with like a half melted face again at the Xindi War Memorial, where he's like a crazy kook in an alternate universe too. We do a couple of like, this is Sean. Would you not say that this is pretty deeply sci-fi, right? I mean, it's fueled off other Star Trek, but we are doing like, we didn't get a lot of sci-fi during the Xindi arc in general, but like now it's just like you're soaking in it. How does it feel? It feels like this show is like really hitting its stride with this. It's so good. It's so well filmed.
Oh yeah.
And I love Miro Tripp here. He's got like just the burned skin or whatever. It's much cooler than their epidermal reaction to the sphere.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yes, it is 100%.
Just really quick. Yeah, here's the makeup from the Delta Wave. He says the Delta Wave shielding isn't that good. With the implication being in the Terran Empire, they don't really care about people's safety. They just like push the ship out there the first moment it can fly. They didn't no time was spent thinking about shielding till later. They're like, we have to keep our chief engineer alive. It's like, they say every year you spend working near one of these things takes a decade off your life. So I should be dead by the end of the week. And he's like, so when's
Delta radiation that my grandkids will glow in the dark? I'm like, LOL, dude.
What I thought was funny too is he mentions that like he's been working around this for a pretty long time, so he might just die this week. And he mentions, so he goes, so when's Pon Far Time rolling around again? Because I might not live. Yeah. Since I'm going to probably die in a couple of days. I'm never exactly. He said that. And then, back in the brig, Vaughn Armstrong got to have Hoshi all over him. Now he gets to have a Archer all over him. It's a very physical episode for Vaughn Armstrong. I don't know. I'm just going to say, whichever way Vaughn Armstrong swings, someone very hot of that gender grabbed him and pulled him close. He got to get manhandled by Hoshi and by Archer. So whatever his kink, he was happy after filming this episode. What do you think, guys?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
I'm just laughing.
I like this. This was a great scene. Archer goes to the brig and he basically tells, he gloats a little bit. And, basically Archer's doing the Jack Palance Batman 89, your life won't be worth spit. And he's like, I didn't think you had the guts. I didn't think you were man enough. And that's when he opens the door, goes in there and he's like, throws him around. He's like, I'm not the one in the brig, loser. And he like throws him on the floor and just like walks out of there. It's like, you're going to do exactly what I want. And you know what? If I feel like killing you, I'll kill you. F you. And I thought it was a great moment. Bakula seemed pretty crazy, but I get how maybe like he's always like he's breathing really heavy. His body is moving, like he's heaving with every breath. Like this Archer is on like space crack. He got some of that trellium. By the way, did you know there really is such a thing as trellium? I found out today that people in Canada get a trellium bonus once a year. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. In October, there's a trellium bonus. It's honest. It's a real thing. Yeah. Jeez. How did I find out about that? Maybe I was researching what October was like in Canada. Okay, so anyway, Admiral Forrest is Captain Forrest in this one he's pretty far up shit creek, and Archer just really hates him. So we've also thrown Tripp into the agonizer booth because T'Pol managed to sabotage that coil, or whatever. I'm sorry, the cloaking device that they were working on, and the shock threw Tripp across the room. And after they healed him, Archer's like, "All right, now that you're fixed up, let's throw you in the agonizer booth for a little while. It's gonna be fun. And he throws him in there, and he's like, Nagilum level of pain.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Connor Trenier is really selling the pain in this. And I felt bad for this Tripp. He's like, I've only ever been loyal to you. And it's, from what we know of the other Tripp, it seems like it's pretty true. Jerem, what did you think of this scene?
He did a good job portraying the pain. You believe that he didn't do anything and that he is loyal to Archer. I mean, it's kind of fun when you cut over to Phlox and how he's enjoying it.
Phlox, he wants to be the doctor at Switch House. He's a real piece of shit. Let's just say, in his world, everything is black and white except that one little girl in the red dress. Okay, that's the kind of doctor he is in this.
Yeah.
Is that a good enough illusion?
I said with Malcolm's reaction, too, you can tell there's a real rivalry between the two of them.
There's a rivalry between Malcolm and Tripp. Yeah, Germ was right about that one, too.
I was watching this, Admiral, and you know what other doctor he reminded me of? Dr. Mbanga.
Because at this point, the mask's off and he's fully immoral.
Yeah.
I skipped to this slide because I had fun making it. I know that you don't mind me taking your comments down for a moment. Oh, Hoshi. Let's just talk about how this whole episode could suck, and as long as it had this moment, we would probably still give it like at least a B. I mean, am I right? I mean, it's pretty much it. I'm going to tip my hand here. I'm going to give this episode really high marks, but oh man, she looks great.
Yes.
Is that a push-up bra?
Yeah, turning those B's and that's more of a C than a B rating.
Yeah, there might be a little water in that bra. But looking hot and sultry. I don't care. LindaPark. Empress Hoshi is, right now she's still just like pissed off that she's lost out on Forrest, who's about to move up to be an admiral. And it really did look like he was on his way, although things did not go well at one of the battles that they're in against these rebels that have been mentioned. And we have to wonder about the fate of the Terran Empire, which seems to be under strain and about to fall apart right here 100 years before they make it to TOS. And Vaughn Armstrong, Captain Forrest, has regained control of the ship, and he's flipped the coup back on to Archer, and Archer has been, confined for a little while, and then he manages to show that he's a little bit ahead of everybody. He's basically keyboard locked the ship's helm, and they can't maneuver. It can only go where he's programmed it to go. It's going to the Tholians, where he's going to try to get the Defiant. And he doesn't have control of the ship again. Yeah, he has the helm locked, but he's not in charge. Yeah. Vaughn Armstrong's Captain Forrest is still in charge, but this is where he tells
and gets outpaced. You know what I mean? Like this is weird because up to this point, we haven't seen Commander Archer make too many smart moves, and now he's like more devious than we first thought. Right?
We also found out that getting beat up is part of this Archer's thing too. Like he likes that beat up stuff because he got his ass kicked a little bit unnecessarily a couple of times and leaned into the beating like the Archer we know. Hey.
Oh,
Sean.
Yeah.
The M5 computer.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
LindaPark or Grace Park? We saw that LindaPark still looks great. We haven't seen Grace Park in a while. I like Grace Park, though. I mean, how about what? As the meme says, why not both? Hey, not be Ryan. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you. Ray Park. Yeah. Okay, hey, you know what? If that's the way you go, he's a very acrobatic gentleman. Perhaps him and Mr. Prideweather would make a good couple. In this episode, though, Mr. Prideweather is extremely masculine, and in the Mirror Universe, he's Mr. Studweather. Thanks for joining us, Not Be Ryan. It's good to see you. like I said, Archer wants for us to admit she's right. This Archer wants for us to admit that she's right. He's right. He's a gloaty son of a bitch who's full of himself, this particular Archer. We can put your comments back up on the screen now. We can cover Jolene's face. She's sitting down in this one, so. Then they throw Archer in the agonizer booth. It doesn't have a name yet, but it's the agonizer booth.
10 hours.
And he's enjoying it. It's okay with him. He's all right with this one. He's going to give Phlox his compliments when he comes out. He's going to buy him some Romulan ale. He also does a good job. He's had that dog in Forrest's quarters has bitten and menaced every single person on the ship. He's been through as bad as this. This is just, enhanced. I mean, they're getting beat up all the time. This is just able to go on for longer without you passing out. So, someone left the cake out in the rain. Do you mention MacArthur Park? Because that's where the end of Man in the High Castle happens, which is what seems to be happened to the world because of Edith Keeler and what we're seeing in Stormfront. Stormfront's another. That is such a weird episode. You really need the previously on. Whereas this one, that just you drop into this with no kind of previously on, and it's like they really trolled us good. This was good TV. It took so long to bake it, and I'll never have the recipe again. Phlox would know where there were some really good ovens to bake that cake. I'm just saying, the kind of doctor he is, a piece of shit. He is just an absolute maniac in this one. And
he's a maniac. I can't.
Oh no! Whoa! Yeah, we go.
Anymore. You don't want to have copyrighted content on your show, so
No, we can't do that. So we slap around Archer after we pull him out of the agonizer booth, and we yell at him for a little while. And Vaughn Armstrong tells him, you're a jerk off, for trying to betray me. And he's like, you have no vision, F you, is basically Archer's retort. And then Vaughn Armstrong pulls a Stewie. He's like, clean yourself up, you're a mess. You're going to be advising the senior staff of your cockeyed plan in a few minutes, you dick. He's like, it's like when Stewie beats up Brian, it's like, where's my money? It's like that kind of a beating, and he's like, clean yourself up, you're a mess. And he walks out of there, and it's just like the ultimate fucking, he is just a wreck. And then this is their meeting where they go and hang out, and he tells them, about this other ship that the Tholians have lured in. And this is where it all comes together for you as a Star Trek fan. This is where they tip their hand of what's happening. It's like, we already knew they were doing a mirror universe. We hadn't seen that in a while, but we knew that they had it. But the fact that we talk about the Tholians like that, we thought maybe, all right, it's a TOS species, and I don't think, they've been mentioned, if not seen before in this show. So, okay, they just plain old belong there. That's in their neighborhood. But now, when he starts talking about how the ship isn't from the past, it's from the future, and or isn't from the same time, it's from the future, and the tricobalt explosion that lured the ships inside the dead star. I believe the space dock is in Tholian Web. I didn't have time to rewatch Tholian Web. I should have. I'm sorry on that one. We'll get to it in about 30 weeks, but hey, Radioactive Actual. Thank you. The Terran Empire should have developed the de-agonizer booth with Hoshi and T'Pol. Ooh, that's called the decontamination chamber. Yeah,
it is.
Wow. Yeah. I would be on that.
I just realized I was muted and my sound effect didn't hit. Sorry.
Oh,
it's okay. I'll give Radioactive some video. I have some video here. We like to
upload that to the soundboard, I think, so you can.
I can clear out a couple of sounds, but you know what? We have Roman of the Empire in the chat tonight, and I have a special little Star Wars thing here that I do sometimes. This is all the Star Wars movies. It's the entire life of Han Solo in just 40 seconds. I save you like $46. Here you go.
Approved. One question. You want to live, Spock?
Yeah, but this time I've got the money.
He
tell Jabba.
I know that laugh.
Yes, anything.
Rip Star Wars. There you go. I saved you a bunch of money. Han Solo, such a loser young. He doesn't even get his own stormtrooper uniform. But then, like, older, he gets the chick. You know, if we are to believe this allegedly canonical version of Han Solo that we were given by the Disney people, I just want to say, I like the very narrow window of his life where he blew people away, dealt drugs, and got the chick. It seems to have only lasted like 4 or 5 years. Young, he's a total fucking simpleton, loser, scumbag, like lowlife who gets bossed around by everybody and hangs out with robosexuals. And like then later, like after you unfreeze him, he's dumb. And then like he walks onto that lightsaber like an idiot. Yeah. I'm glad it's basically we find out Han Solo is one of those guys who peaked in high school kind of thing. It's like he had like a great senior year and that was it. He was awesome in A New Hope and it's like awesome in Empire Strikes Back and then just go ahead.
Kathleen was jealous that she could never find a man like that, and so that's why they did that to Han Solo.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
They ruined Han Solo in that movie. I think one of the things that goes by uncriticized is that if you really pay attention, the banter in the cockpit of the Falcon in Force Awakens undoes the entire Han Solo plot of Empire Strikes Back because she's able to fix this problem that he had with the hyperdrive. If she'd only been there, he never would have gotten captured on Cloud City. The hyperdrive would have worked. I noticed that in the theater. I was like, motherfucker! It's like, this is the problem with Star Trek. And people are like, sir, you're ruining a wonderful movie.
To be fair, she didn't fix it. She didn't fix it at all. The second she said she bypasses it, it fucks up. That's why his eyes bulge when she's saying it. The second she shows him the part and says, oh, I bypassed the whatever it is, the thing goes straight to hell.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the conference about what the circumstances of the Defiant being in their universe and in their time frame. He gives them the lowdown. This is the deal. He found out from some of the laborers that the Tholians kidnapped to work on the ship that this ship is not only from another dimension, it's from the future. And what I love here is T'Pol goes, the Vulcan science directorate has determined that there are no... And he just cuts her off and is like, shut up!
Yeah.
And he's like, he shows them the picture of the Defiant. And I believe, is the asteroid base in the Tholian web?
I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I think both ships are trapped inside the star is what happens in the Tholian web. But here's the deal. The Tholians, in Archer's words, he says they detonated a tricobalt explosive inside of a dead star. And they didn't know what would happen and they weren't willing to go into it themselves. So rather than travel over themselves, they sent a distress signal through the singularity and hoped that they would get whoever was dumb enough to come try to rescue them. Their plan
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Wow, hey, thank you so much. The Dead Man for $4.99 says, I can't imagine Rupert's funeral. You should clip that, Admiral. Did Rupert from Family Guy, is that what we were talking about? Did he die in like a cutaway? It's not canonical. Nothing in Family Guy ever is. Rupert passed away? I'm sad. Rupert, Stewie would probably... That's what got New Brian killed. You know who I do stick it to?
Who?
Rupert. All last night. Remember in Family Guy when they had New Brian? And yeah, he got a little too mouthy with Stewie, and he was just like, "I run this family now, champ. Maybe you better take your leads from me." He's like, "What did you say?" And he's like, "You know who will lay down for it? Rupert." It's like, what? That's right. Laid down for me for a whole half hour last night. Just laid pipe right into him, and Stewie's eyes narrow. And then Lois reads the note and she goes, and that's why I deleted myself, chopped myself into pieces, and put myself out in the trash. Oh my God, he was depressed and we missed it. All right, so
that was dark. I'll just say it. That was really dark.
It was hilarious, though. What can I tell you? The Family Guy is distracting to me. Thank you, the Dead Man. So the Tholians opened up the singularity by detonating a star, detonating an explosive inside of a star. The star collapsed. They used it as a portal through dimensions. They sent the message back. Our dimension's Defiant and our dimension's Enterprise go in. The Enterprise ends up stuck on the event horizon and gets out, barely rescuing Captain Kirk. This seems to be, Germ and I came up with, it's about 2 to 10 weeks later. Anybody want to take a guess on the time frame?
I have no guesses. Sure. I'll just go with it.
I feel like it's not super low. Like, here's the thing. We're not going to see Captain Kirk phasing in and out because that happened a couple of weeks ago.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Wow, you guys, thank you. You guys are really generous. Enterprise, says Wes Kegel, missed an opportunity in this episode. After Hoshi betrays Archer, there should have been a scene in Hoshi's quarters with Hoshi and T'Pol celebrating their victory over the patriarchy. If we had graphic, beautiful lesbians in new Star Trek, I don't think anyone would mind if it was SydneySweeney and Ana de Armas. It's just that we don't get that shit. It's like Commodore 3-packs a day. Thank you so much, Wes Kegel. I gotta see. Do I have some video for this one? Tuvok, do you approve of Wes Kegel giving us a super chat?
Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
You know what? Janeway was right to do what she did to him. I thank Wes Kegel from the bottom of my heart.
Janeway was right.
Janeway, yeah, hashtag Janeway was right. You know what? You've earned Bacon Spock. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Bacon Spock, brought to you by Wes Kegel and this very generous 10 American dollar super chat. The best dollars of all, the American dollar. Enterprise missed an opportunity in this episode after Hoshi betrays Archer. There should have been a scene in Hoshi's quarters with Hoshi and T'Pol celebrating their victory over the patriarchy. Yeah, jump back in that shower that you both have been in at different times. Hoshi with the weird death mask, and T'Pol where she also turns into a zombie and tries to kill Tripp while she's having her weird detox moment from the Trellium.
Yeah.
He is just generous. It's great to see everybody here for some Star Trek talk about one of their more remarkable and amazing episodes. He's like mansplaining. Rip Tuvix. It's been said before, and I agree with those who have said that Captain Kirk would have beamed away 3. Philippine Spock is a classic. It really is. He's freaking out because it wasn't sandwiches, Kronos. It was that he ate a bunch of bacon that soy pike had made, and
I don't think that's the sandwich Kronos is talking about.
I don't care. Yeah. Let's move forward and get our next shot in here. We're actually about halfway through the 2 episodes, so we're not doing as bad as we thought. This is where we find out that this Tripp is not a dick at all. He spent 4 hours in the agonizer booth, which we know totally sucks. It's like unpaid mandatory overtime on Saturday. Staff meeting, guys. Everybody gets to come to work for free. It's great. You'll love it. We have breakfast from McDonald's. And it's just like, she's looking great here. And he's like, you sabotaged the cooking device. I know I wouldn't have done it. And she's like, would you, Al? And we find out that she freaking mind melded and mind wiped him. She convinced him that they were going to hook up. And she took him somewhere and she just planted the suggestion. So she's real malevolent. And here it is. Real sexy time moment here between Tripp and T'Pol. And I know that what do you call it? This reminds me of my marriage. Very accurate depiction of a relationship.
When she's talking to Tripp, she leaves out the part where she's naked from the waist down.
Yeah, she's riding him. I thought this was a great scene, and I thought this was a great use of her power and understanding Star Trek and knowing when to let a Vulcan be a Vulcan. This was amazing that she would do this. So the reason why Tripp's sabotage wasn't real good, but it looked like it was definitely him, was that it was her sabotage in his mind, and he did it while he was in a trance. I think this is sci-fi as all hell. I love it. Using your Vulcan mind meld, and we're going back into Star Trek that we love. And here's the thing: people are going to say, "Oh, when they do that in bad modern Star Trek, Admiral Teag gets angry and says, you know what? This is done well. This is respectful." And also, this standalone episode doesn't have any of the implications of the mind assaults that we had to deal with and the jazz fusion meltdown that DePaul has.
Right.
Ooh, I almost hit the end stream thing by mistake early. That would have been very controversial. Yes.
Yeah.
Mind. Yeah. Kronos is right. She mind fucks him. That's not logical. You know what? Love isn't logical. This readout was great. Germ pointed this out correctly. We didn't have the technology for this until now to show it on screen so well, but this looked great on this plasma screen TV that, for whatever reason, filmed absolutely excellently with the life signs and everything. And it was just, their plan was to go grab up the alien life signs on the ship, and they don't appear to be Tholians, right? They're all this is the kidnapped work party.
Yes,
and they're going to grab them up.
The workers without pay.
These guys they have total job security, would be another way of putting it.
Yes.
All right. And you know what? Their Uncle Tom owns a place, like a bungalow of some kind, I've heard. It's a bad, yeah, exactly, in the woods somewhere. So yeah, things not good for these people, already prisoners of the mirror Tholians, who the Tholians are dicks in both universes. So I mean, that, I don't know. I mean, that's because I guess just super aggressive species, just very little change. The Vulcans are the same in both universes as well. A little more, they've made the calculus to listen and do what's been told to them by the people from Earth. They're not going to mess with the Terrans, but I thought this was great. Direct callback and almost a 1-for-1 of the original series. They're in their EVA suits, just like in they're in their encounter suits, just like in Star Trek, the original series. And this actor, very close to the original actor. And I noticed this because I was looking for it because it meant something to me. And they did it, and I was so happy. I noticed, and I don't know who else notices, but when they flip this crewman over, one, he's wearing the correct uniform, and two, his sideburns are shaved in from behind. I was like, yes, they get it. They totally understand Star Trek. This is Star Trek for Star Trek fans. And Admiral Teag is celebrating and pumping his fist in the air at this point. I'm enjoying it so much. And
it would have been awesome just to have been an extra that got to lay down like that.
This is the role McFarlane should have asked for. This is the role McFarlane should have asked for, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the dead guy on the Mirror Tholian ship. On the Mirror ship, on the Mirror Defiant. And here he is. And let's just take your comments down for a moment because he's really showing it here. Oh, man, does he ever look evil. John Billingsley's best episode. Phlox also is the same in both universes, right, Germ?
Yeah, he's virtually the same guy.
Germ wrote that joke.
Better dressed.
I delivered it, but Jerm wrote that joke earlier on his show, and he deserved it. Does anyone else think that Phlox is basically the same guy in both universes?
Yeah. He's not the most ethical man ever. I also loved when they were watching the Tholian get an enhanced interrogation. and you saw Malcolm just smiling. Phlox is smiling, but all these characters, I'm like, man, they were like really hamming it up pretty good. So I was having a lot of fun by this point. But yes, Phlox is the same kind of guy all the time. He's not the most ethical doctor you've ever seen.
No, and also he was a very much go with the flow sort of doctor in Enterprise Prime World, because he's like, in Broken Bow, he's like, will he die? He's like, not necessarily. He's like, are you a doctor? Not necessarily. All right, good, come with me. He's like, okay, and he's just like, can you stay on this ship and continue to be our doctor? And he's like, all right. And JT, I didn't get a picture of this, but Jerm and I noticed this. JT, I'm sure, took great satisfaction. Did you notice that when we saw the paper towel roll, it had been turned around the other way, and the spare hanging piece was hanging on the inside, closer to the wall, rather than on the outside in the easy tearaway position, because this is the Terran Empire and they're dicks?
Well, that would be the mirror image of how you would typically do it. So
yeah, they flip the paper towels around.
Yep, that makes sense.
Also, I'm assuming the hot and cold water taps were reversed.
Yeah.
But I did love this. They
totally were.
I did love this performance from John Billingsley, and I did think this was the best Phlox we got. What do you think? This scene is just so great. We're going to make things very difficult for the Tholian. We're going to turn the temperature up and down. We're going to yell and scream at him. We're going to treat him like crap. This is enhanced questioning. I thought this was maybe one of the high points of the episode. This episode has 3 or 4 peaks. This is one of them. John Billingsley he is preening, and he is the fucking henchman to a Bond villain, or he is like Zola in Captain America, and hopefully not like the Zola we got who was like a CGI ghost in that one fucking episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it was fucking absolutely horrible. We have night rounds, but I thought this scene was great. It's like make the Tholian miserable. It's like, with pleasure. Like, he loves his job.
And I don't know. I thought he delivered one of the weaker performances out of all the normal cast.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Is it just because he didn't have to play much differently? The thing is the scowling.
That might have been it. That might have been it.
And here's the other thing. The Denobulans in the Mirror Universe don't have as pronounced ridges as the ones in the Prime Universe. His makeup's a little bit low effort by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
His makeup does look a bit different to me.
He should have had a scar on his face or something just to make it.
Or like one blind eye.
Yeah, he does look different.
Yeah, I don't think his ridges are thick.
Job on the makeup.
Yeah,
he would have done well to get some of those German 1930s German sunglasses, like Zoloft has.
So yeah, something like
Zoloft. It's Zola, but yeah, Zoloft. I think is
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Oh wow! Hey, did he think Phlox the cat? Did he Phlox the cat's paw? Sylvia makes a proposition to Kirk that is really tempting, and I would just say that if I was in Kirk's shoes, I would be like, you may be a freaky bug lady who looks like something that's going to show up on Sesame Street in 5 years and scare children forever, singing the Twitter bug song. But you can be any woman, so yes, I'll help you subjugate the galaxy if we can have sex all the time.
Twitter bug song?
Remember the Twiddlebugs from Sesame Street?
No.
They lived in Ernie's. No. The Twiddlebugs lived in Ernie's flower pot. They were only a couple inches high, and they only spoke the words Twitter bug over and over and over.
I don't know why I don't remember them.
They had a little house and a little car. I'll see if I can't find a picture really quick. They're from early Sesame Street.
I remember the Ladybug Picnic song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember that?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, here we go. The twiddlebugs are a species of colorful insects who live in Ernie's window box. While the species was established in season 2, 1971.
Oh.
No, 1970.
Folks, you didn't know you were coming for a real deep cut of Sesame Street.
This is everybody's childhood on this show. We watched that show and we watched this one. Let's real quick. This is what I was talking about. These are, in fact, right now. These are. First of all, they're better than New Trek aliens. These are the twiddlebugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, those are starting to ring a bell.
Sheriff it down like it.
Yeah, but when they brought Elmo in, it really killed canon.
It messed up canon, and also I think the Elmo actor going to be out of jail soon, so maybe he'll be on Starfleet Academy. I know he'd love the cast. We're not ever talking about stuff.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Sheriff it down like it. You know he really hates it. Flocks the Casbah, flocks in the Casbah, by order of Starfleet. Get those Vulcans on the Avenger, targeting their warp core. Yeah, all right. Thank you, RRTNZ, with the $2 New Zealand super chat. You guys are being really generous tonight. I can't thank you enough. You guys are the best. We're going to have to do another member stream soon, which it's almost time. The last one went so well, maybe we'll try it the same way again. I think we might have enough security that we could do it the right way. And Kronos has to take off. It was good to see you, Kronos. Thank you so much. Kronos is returning to his home inside the black hole. He also knows the alternate universe. I too have been to hell, Kronos. I was married for a year. I know your pain. But then the Tholians, they get on the bridge of the Defiant, and this is our ship. I didn't look at the production notes. I spent all my time researching where the episode came from and how it was related to the Shatnerverse. That Germ has at least read the books on. With this one, I don't know if they went to Lake George, New York. They sure could have. It looks exactly like the set that we see in TNG as well, doesn't it? This is the only time we see the TOS-style Constitution bridge set in full high definition and in letterbox. And I would like to point something out here. This episode, I believe, marks the very last performance and appearance of our beloved First Lady of Star Trek. I believe that this is the last time we'll ever hear Majel Barrett. She's
really?
The voice of the computer.
Really?
No, she did the voice in the 2009 movie.
Did she do the voice? That's not Star Trek.
Well, she played.
So, like I said, the last time she's in Star Trek. She will play a computer in a Trek adjacent franchise made by JJ the Destroyer Abrams. I was so happy when his new show got canceled 3 weeks in before it even ended. I'm like, haha, no one's ever going to find out what was in that mystery box. Yeah. They introduced the mystery box right away, and no one will ever find out. And I'm like, it serves you right for watching JJ Abrams. I felt bad for Noah Hawley. That show was horrible. It started with a 9-minute sequence where a little girl said fuck like 11 times in a row, and she was like a young kid. Yeah, she was really young. It was gross and tasteless, and like the show's called Duster, so they like speed around at like 160 miles an hour in a fucking Duster. I'm like, while I prefer the Dodge Dart, I was prepared to give the show a chance because I wanted to laugh at J.J. Abrams, but this is too hard to even laugh at. It's terrible. So the Tholians move in. They have some tech. It looks like, I guess this is the rollout because Captain Forrest is completely not ready for this. But the setup talking about Trek 09 is perfect because we're going to see a scene that JJ steals for Trek 09 coming up. Sorry, I think about J.J. Abrams. I get so fucking angry. Why does he have to be from New York? Why?
No idea. Why? Everybody's got to be from somewhere, I guess.
Archer's from New York. That makes up for it. Anyway.
Admiral. you were talking about the Sesame Street, and I was going to share this. This was my Halloween costume last year.
Go ahead, go for it.
There we go.
I can't. Are you present? Oh, you're presenting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to turn on your camera. Let me.
Oh no, I'm not wearing it. Oh,
yeah. I thought.
I'm sorry.
I thought you had maybe have it as an avatar. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That is like almost a twiddle bug. I mean, I think it counts as
this was those aliens that would go, oh, yup, and they would answer the phone. They're trying to figure out what the phone was.
Yeah, they looked exactly like the twiddle bugs. But yeah, I remember that now. Yes.
Yeah.
God, Sesame Street was like decent quality programming when we were kids, man. It was like, look, the TV is the first parent, the third parent, and in many homes the second. You know, like we have to make some TV that's kind of like non-idiotic. And damn it, they did it. Although we were all upset to find out that Mr. Hooper was selling crack out the back to those homes. That's why that missing episode.
Growing up,
Bert
and Ernie were still just good friends.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know, JT is so old. He grew up during the Second Great Disagreement. Here we go. The Tholians roll out the Tholian web. It works a lot better in the past than it does in the other dimension in the future. I guess in this universe, weapons work better. The Terran ship has much better weapons than the Enterprise does in the primary universe. It's got an array of different kinds of weapons, pulsing weapons. It's got the torpedoes, and it's got the regular phasers, like TOS-style phasers. And it's also got a cloaking device that they got from, I forget, it's not the Zindi, was it the Suliban? Who was the source of the cloaking device? Anyone remember?
I believe this was the Suliban.
Yeah, it was a Suliban cloaking device.
Suliban cloak, yeah.
And the cloak effect in this was cool. It worked totally different than the Romulan cloak, and it cloaked different from any other ship we ever saw. But here it is. They roll out their Tholian web technology that we're familiar with from TOS. And what we find out is weapons won't pass through it. And they can fire through it, but you can't fire out of it. And then what happens is Forrest has a heroic moment. Go ahead. Someone had something to say? Gentlemen.
No, I was inhaling.
Oh. I don't hear that like I used to before I almost made you die laughing. I used to be like hear a lot more of that. So you're inhaling much better these days.
I didn't think you were supposed to inhale.
I didn't
Only if you're Bill Clinton.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I just want you to know that I didn't inhale, and I only edged with that woman. By the way, has anyone seen Miss Lewinsky? Ozempic made her a hot piece of ass. I told you. Now all of America knows I was a genius. You see what a hot piece of... bring me my phone. I want to call up Monica. Sean using the pride flag in the chat. Yes. Highly encouraged, guys. We use the pride flag ironically all the time. This is the number one logo used, which Wes Cagle. Wes Cagle using the pride flag ironically in chat. Guys, this is like the number one emoji used in the Admiralty group chat. Like someone's like, what would be a typical thing that someone says? It's like, I don't know. I can't even think of it. But like the pride flag is.
I had a really tough day today. Then it'll get like 6
or
of those.
Or I really like look what somebody who we kind of think is an idiot did, and like this in the intersectional logo pride just like all over it.
We have
check out this post from well-known idiot. Yes, the game 7 has now gone into extra innings. That is correct.
Oh,
and so the score is tied at 4. So I'm not sure who's at. Exactly, I was going to say I'm not sure who's ahead. But right now we have one of the more mundane games of World Series. What they're not showing you people is this is actually a simulation. Sean, Germ, JT, and I, we're going to just go public and tell everybody, listen, here's the truth. We were at the World Series yesterday in London. The London Monarchs won. There was only about 600 people there with us. Bokai hit 2 home runs in the game, and it was London Monarchs 11, Cleveland Guardians 8 for one of the most exciting Game 7s I ever saw. But I don't know if there'll be baseball next year. The time transporter has its advantages. It really does. Sean, did you know that how old Buck Bokai would be if he was alive right now? Yesterday was his birthday.
Oh, what? Would he be like -40?
No, actually, Buck Bokai was born on October 31st, 1997.
Oh.
Buck Bokai would be 28 years old. That's why we would have been at that World Series probably this year. Makes sense, right? Because he had his 700 home runs, so he had to be playing for a bunch of years. But you know what, guys? Newsflash: Buck Bokai busted for performance enhancers. Fucking Harry Mudd is turning state's evidence to Congress.
Yeah,
so
but who cares? It never made it on his baseball card.
As long as it's not betting, it's okay in baseball.
That's true, and that's why I think that Pete Rose probably will go into the Hall of Fame now that he's not alive to make money on it. Because he would have had Pete Rose's MLB Hall of Fame sports book like the next day. That's why he couldn't go in while he was alive. And someone still might do that. Like, wheels are turning in some people's brains right now. Like, there's some, like, Doc Gooden's like, shit, if I'd only not been on drugs, I could do that. There's a massive attempt to escape from the NX-01. And what happens is one shuttle collides with one of the beams of the Tholian web. That destroys it. The grid is impenetrable. I don't know if they're going to make it through. We see some of them get hit by incoming fire. And Captain Forrest alone mans the helm. This is the last stand of the USS Kelvin against the Romulans in Star Trek 08. It was exactly the same. It was bullshit. It was completely retasked by JJAbrams. This sequence was stolen by JJAbrams for Star Trek 08. Did anyone else catch that?
I did
no.
not. Mm-mm.
Everybody leaves on the escape. In Star Trek 08, what do you call it? In Star Trek 08, Thor tells everyone to abandon ship, and while they're abandoning ship, he, as the captain, is doing everything himself, running all the computer subroutines. It's like a TNG level computer, and so he's using the ship as he's the one man manning the ship, doing every single offensive thing, and then he kamikazes into the Romulan ship. And that to me, it reminded me exactly of this, because then basically what happens is the Enterprise, the Defiant, destroys a bunch of the ships, and the NX-01 of this universe, their Enterprise, is destroyed by the Tholians. But not before most of the crew gets away. And I think we have some evidence that it was supposed to be in the middle of the season with the Xindi arc, because I think the casualties line up. I think it's 13 people again. I think it's exactly as many casualties as they take in the primary universe against the Xindi at the Battle of Azadi Prime. I think it was supposed to be like symmetrical.
They have 46 survivors.
It includes the cabin. It rhymes.
No, the boarding party. Right, but the boarding party, with the boarding party, that brings you to 60, and isn't the crew of the NX-0173? So it would be 13 83. People, 83? All right. So we lost 23 people in the Admiral, and it's more people than died in the Xindi arc. Thank you. Good work, Germ. Good work. Good shot, Mr. Germ. All right. We're getting very close to the end of episode 1. And we'll see if we can fast forward through episode 2. Where were we on time? Yeah, I think maybe we could do this. Sorry, guys. I'm just maneuvering to my next slide. That's why I like doing the video essay better. It's just, life is easier with the video essay. It's a little more herky-jerky with the start and stop, but the slides are a nightmare. So there we are. Archer sees the Enterprise destroyed. He spent his whole life wanting to be an officer on the Enterprise. But he's got a ship now, and he is taken to this ship very quickly. It looks fantastic as we get ready to go from episode 1 to episode 2. Do we bother to give a grade to episode 1, or is it only one story?
No, let's wait, because it's all the same episode, really.
As we start to move to episode 2, I just want to say that in the middle of our story, this act here is absolutely fantastic. It's a fantastic place to break away. It is an awesome middle of the episode. Action and drama crescendoing at the end of the episode. I couldn't wait to see the rest. I think I ended up seeing it all at once, or it was during that anomaly Germ pointed out where on Thursday they showed the new episode, and on Friday they showed the next episode or something like that. You could see them back to back because of the flukish way that UPN was doing it at this point. But only in the second week it was airing. Is that what it is, Germ? Week 2.
Yeah.
Thursday was the rerun, and Friday was the new one.
Fridays, since they had lost SmackDown by that point, they were running last week's episode before that current week's episode of Enterprise.
That's how I saw it. All right. So, by the way, I think this was good acting by Studweather here, who is, he doesn't care. He's seen shit this bad all the time. These are mirror universe Terrans. This is the kind of stuff that, this is just life in the mirror universe, yo. And you notice it didn't burn anyone. Was anyone upset that they didn't burn anyone's face with a dagger? I was like, where's my mirror universe vibe? Where's my windmill made out of like cheesecloth? Where's my cheesecloth windmill? And I was very offended that they weren't able to do as well as the fantastic mirror universe of Alex Kurtzman. So, previously on Star Trek, and now the continuation. Archer tells her that he's never liked Pointies. He doesn't like her. And we find out that there is a revolution going on. And the Vulcans have thrown in with the rebels. Most of the Vulcans are rebels. And maybe even the planet might have slipped out from under the Empire's yoke. And she is not to be trusted. But she's made a couple of Chad moves because she has been able to do some stuff that Tripp couldn't do. Wait, Teag is friends with Buckaroo Banzai? No, but I know John Big Boutte. How's that for an answer? John Big Boutte is, John Big Boutte is actually friends with Captain Krieg from Star Trek 3. I think it's time that people knew that. I've never seen Captain Krieg and John Big Boutte in the same place at the same time. Just pointing that out. It's a little weird. Buckaroo Banzai is one weird effing movie.
It's awesome.
Sean, go ahead and tell people what you think the name of the British baseball team would be. It's fine. It's hilarious.
The Englandistan Mujahids.
Oh, no.
Oh. That would be more accurate if they got a club today.
We're going to have some of you will be with us next week. RRTNZ and the Dead Man will be joining us to represent the fans as we look back on season 3's Xindi arc. We're jumping out of sequence here because it's spooky season and because this is fun. And we'll have our
favorite Enterprise episode, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
this one?
Episodes. Yeah.
It's
it
great.
Probably is my favorite.
It's a great episode. It's great Star Trek. It's so Star Trek. The story is inherently Star Trek. And in this episode, we change the writer. The writer of part 2 is Sussman. So Trek United guy. Oh. Yeah, the Trek United guy takes over writer of this one. And I do want to say this. I believe that this is the better of the 2 episodes because we now have Archer Prime.
It's all the exposition is just what
it's well done.
I'll get to it in my review. So I'm jumping ahead.
No problem, Sean. If you have some passion, speak now. It's fine. I like the fire. Go for it.
Yeah, I think I love good exposition. You know, like, and this does it. You get everything. You get the member berries. From you get the callbacks, or it's not a member berry, it's a callback to TOS. They make it work. Like because obviously the set design and stuff was a lot more primitive in the 60s, but they made it work. Like you believe that they're there. It doesn't throw me off. But the exposition, the world building they're doing here, all of the world building is tied perfectly into this whole story. It's really well
I agree.
done.
It's been said by a great YouTuber, without respect, we reject. I would ask you, so much respect, I feel like we must accept. This is Star Trek.
Without a slur, I concur. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We're all freestyling. See, guys, everyone is getting queensified because of Admiral Teag. And Sean's just reacted. Sean, did you pay your annual fee for being a Crip?
What?
You're from LA. That's the thing. Admiral Teag is blood to the core, and Sean is Crip, and we managed to get along.
When I escaped, I got a withdrawal card.
Did you join the Texas Aryan Brotherhood?
No.
Incoming transmission from Starfleet Command, Human Resources Division.
Oh no, being called down again. As we hit midnight, guys, stick around and watch your browser tab open if you can. If you're coming through later, doing it that way does help. And this is where Archer basically says, if I had another orificer like you, I would take both of you into the decon chamber at the same time. Now, if I had another officer who could do your job, I would take you and throw you out the nearest airlock. But since you actually figured out their tech pretty quick and intuitively, I need you around. Because I guess she's got a level 8 computer rating from Starfleet Terran Empire Academy. But then that leads us to the next scene, which is, everyone loves this one. Here it comes, guys. This is it. You've been waiting for this one. I'm going to take your comments down so you can see it. Archer decides he needs to put on something a little more comfortable.
Yes.
I found it in the captain's wardrobe. And he does a voice through this entire episode. His Star Trek computer is just a little bit different, and this desk is facing the other direction. But I think maybe we've rearranged Kirk's cabin a couple of times, so maybe we have.
This isn't the Enterprise, though. This is the Defiant.
I know it's the Defiant. I'm just saying. Well, first of all, it has the correct logo on it. The logo on Archer's shirt is the logo that's on the side of the 1701. It's the alternate Starfleet logo that was worn by the crew of the Defiant when we saw their uniforms in Tholian Web.
Good attention to detail there. I didn't catch that.
That's
I
what
do
it was.
see the Saurian brandy there, though.
Yeah, well, that's Romulan now. The Saurian brandy is behind him. Yeah, he's blocking with his hands, but there's 2 bottles of Saurian brandy. Oh, wait, no, that might just be some cool stuff from Bed Bath & Beyond, but there is 2 bottles of Saurian brandy in this cabin. You'll see them. They're distinctive. The Saurian brandy's in that distinctive bottle, just like we see it in TOS.
Yeah,
that I think is
green.
Romulan ale.
No, Romulan ale is blue, isn't it?
You're right.
Yeah.
Hoshi's drinking some blue stuff later. You're right. This is the Andorian stuff is green. That might be the Andorian now.
Oh no.
Stud Weather's going to get that later. We're getting there, but I have this shirt now with the Enterprise logo on it. I love it. I'm going to take it to the lady who works at the tailor shop. It's a laundromat, but the laundromat up the block has a tailor shop in it. And that's the great part about living in New York. There's like 2 different laundry shops on the block. One has a tailor shop, so I can just go in there and have them just tailor that TOS uniform shirt that I got for Halloween just a little better for next season, and put some more Velcro on the logo. But hey, Sean, do you have the sound effect?
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Give me the brandy. That was when Tony was streaming with me a lot on Sundays. We had that video. I had to finally uninstall it because I only have so many video slots. But he had this historical, just his hilarious mashup of just Kirk drinking and screaming, "I want the brandies!" 3 different shots of Kirk drinking different. I think like downing some Tranya, and there's a guzzling away on the fucking Saurian brandy. And a couple other Tony. God bless him, man. No one's done more with Clip Champ than Tony. Let me tell you, maybe for the $2 super chat, it's a unicorn. Yeah. Guys, thank you for Wes Cagle. Thank you, Wes Cagle. You can have the brandy, or in your case, the very pure vodka. Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. Oh, wow. I know that song. I'm trying to remember who sings it, but I know that one. Is it the guy who sings Me and Mrs. Jones? I don't know. I don't remember. It must be all that brandy. The green stuff is the Saurian brandy, a.k.a. Mountain Dew. Romulan ale is indeed blue. Yeah, no, I glitched on that one. I think, but here's the deal. We also have a new beverage that we see here. We have the Andorian ale that Shran
Admiral
gives them.
Teag, incoming super chat.
Wes Cagle, thank you for that.
There's the unicorn.
Oh, that unicorn! Unicorn! Is that Tony's voice, or did he lift it from whatever cartoon that was from?
It's from the movie The Last Unicorn.
If he had done it himself, you wouldn't be able to tell. That's why I'm actually asking. He does a pretty good Admiral Teague, too. It's just that, like, after a couple of minutes, it starts creeping into being Obadiah
I haven't
Stane.
heard it.
He does a good Admiral Teague. It creeps into Obadiah Stane. Just like he also does a really good Palpatine, but sometimes his Palpatine creeps into being Pope John Paul II or Gary Oldman's Dracula. They sound the same.
I had a kid, a trick-or-treater last night that came up as Anakin, but with the dual lightsabers. And he held out his bag, and I just looked at him. I said, "Do it."
At least the kid knew. That was great. JTKIRK.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
Unicorn. I've never seen the movie. I've only seen the clip on Tony's channel. I was like, that is some weird, trippy, far out fucking shit, man. That is as weird as Elvis vs. Living Dead, or someone finally did it. They made Elvis Star Trek.
Oh, God. They've been having a bunch of those Elvis things with like Predator and other stuff. Speaking of the Halloween costumes, the best costume I saw last night, we probably had 400 kids.
Wow.
Wow.
It's nuts. Our street's crowded. You hear a crowd. But this one kid came up and he was dressed as Sam Neill's character in Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was the most creative costume I'd seen. And I asked his mom, I'm like, did you guys like just make that, like put it together? And she said, yeah, they ordered all the stuff individually. He was great.
That is great. It's a very creative costume too. I'm not double muted, am I? Okay. Yeah, no, I've
we
not
got a subspace there, Admiral, from Germ.
Oh, did we? Is there anything? Well, nothing too terrible is going on. So let's see what. Do you have to beam off? All right, guys. Yeah. Germ is the host of the Saving Star Trek Watch Party. His channel is recommended on the bottom of my channel page, and his channel will be in the description of this video. Right now, he has to beam off, but before he goes, he's going to give us his final thoughts and grade on the episode.
It is the best of probably the series, as far as that goes. It's my favorite. They got pretty much everything right. I especially liked Archer going to more Caesar route, losing his mind.
Right, or Commodus, yeah.
Yeah, the Commodus. Top notch on the effects. You never see the old era ship look better.
It looks great. Yeah.
I gave it a 98.
Nice.
Wow, your highest of marks ever. So that would be that's an A plus at 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, Germ. What could it have done to get that extra 2%?
I would have liked to see a cameo appearance. If they could have worked.
Okay.
If they could have worked. Kirk in there somehow. Is like phasing in and out. That would have been.
Oh, that would have been
that
cool.
Extra 2%.
That went through my mind. That's why I said this seems to be 2 to 10 weeks later, or Kirk should be phasing in and out. And people are done phasing, so that would close the right? Because when they touch them, they're solid. They fully made it. Like Spock says, like in a few hours, that ship will fully be phased out of our universe. But okay, an A+ from Germ and a 98. Fantastic. All right, I will beam you down to the northwest corner of the Western continent. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Germ.
See you, Germ.
That was great. You know what, computer? Beam $300,000 to Germ.
Unable to comply.
Oh, that's too bad. Let's okay, all right. We've got to finish this episode.
Incoming transmission.
There we go. All right. So Archer is now in his TOS alternate green captain's uniform. I like the one with the scrambled eggs on the collar too, but this might be the best one of the two. Anybody just want to quickly on the alternate captain's tunic? This might be the best one of the two.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
The scrambled eggs one lacks a Starfleet logo, right? It doesn't have the belt thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it has a Starfleet logo at all. This one is great. And the Halloween costume of it that I got, thanks to you guys, is great. Thank you so much for that. I thank the community from the bottom of my heart. So their computer seems to be, I don't know, we have some video right here of one of the computers from TOS. I think they made it a little bigger and more functional. I don't think it's an exact replica. I remember their computers being more like the size of like an Echo or something. Here we go.
That was so controversial. Sir.
Sure.
I found out that Spock is one of us. Just fucking around and listening to Admiral Teag when he's supposed to be working. He represents our audience. Guys, if you come through later, watch your browser tab open for a little while. Your boss will love the show too, I promise. But you know what? It looks to me like we have two different size computers there, and that like they just, whichever one they needed was more appropriate. Kirk seemed to have a smaller version of this, but certainly we see them this large in TOS. We just saw it. The one we saw, one of them looked smaller, one of them looked to be about this size. But he's called up he's looking through the historical database. He's skimming through the schematics. He's not reading on God mode like Khan, but he's going through the schematics of the ship, trying to learn how to control it. Certainly he's going to learn how to lock the helm and other little underhanded fucked up things like this Archer tends to do, because this Archer's a real dick. And he's like, I Googled your MySpace, or whatever the hell it was that he does with Hoshi. And he looks at her profile, and like, he's like, we find out, I guess we get plot armor for Hoshi, right? Because we find out that LindaPark's character lives to her late 40s, or is it her late 30s, where she develops like some sort of new code that helps the UTC work a lot better. She like improves the universal translator and like brings it into like its next like more perfected stage. And he's loving it. And then she's like, computer, bring up Jonathan Archer. And first of all, like, they made sure to give it the driver's license picture. It almost looks like it's Scott Bakula's ugly brother, doesn't it? It's like, what?
Admiral, Wes Cagle shared something in the Landman chat. I was going to share that real quick.
Go ahead.
I got it there. Go ahead and present when you're...
Wait, I have to remove this to add this. It's not presentable. I'm trying to add it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Here, let me try it again. There we go. I'll try that way.
It worked this time. Oh,
There we go.
okay. So there's 3 subtle variations. They all have a belt.
Yeah, so this has got the scrambled eggs. This one has the black V-neck, and this one does not.
So I would have to say the one that I ended up with is the middle one. No, the one I ended up with is the one on the far right. It has the black hem, but it doesn't go all the way down like it does on the middle one.
Yeah, and I notice here that he's got the braid things on the wrists here, but they're not there.
They've been run through the wash one too many times on the one on the far right. The middle one is the best fit. It's a little short in the sleeves.
He's a little more chunky here.
Yeah. At this point, they're hiding the girdle, maybe. Like William Shatner was just like, I moved out of the van down by the river. I parked the van next to Denny's now. It's like, Bill, my God, you put on so much. I don't want to talk about it. All the hair I lost and all the weight I gained. I'm more just I don't know if I'll make it to 70. At any rate, William Shatner here in the 3 different versions of the tunic. Anybody? I'm going to jump out and say that the middle one is my fave. Anybody else?
I like the one on the right.
I like the one on the right the most.
The color? Is it because of the color?
It's the braid, the V-neck. I like the trim there.
I'm going to say mine seems to be styled the most like the one on the far right. The one that I got.
Yeah. So which one is Archer wearing?
Let's go to the videotape, as Warner Wolf of New York used to say. I got to go pull that image back up. I had just gotten rid of Captain Archer.
Yeah. Thank you, Wes Cagle, for that.
Thank you, Wes. Here he is.
No, thank you, West. I don't thank you.
Oh, JT, sir.
That
was so controversial.
That's how I'm going to be.
He has. This would be.
It's the one you have.
It's the one I have. It had, although I don't know. I don't remember. Mine's right here. I got to look and see if it has the gold on it. At any rate, let's proceed with the episode. Or we'll never get done by one. Okay, so this is Archer's biography, and he's pissed off as hell as Hoshi reads some of it. And it's stuff like, basically what happens here is, this seems to be Sussman's idea to give the Archer character more drive. After we find out that he's already creeped this, and he's pissed off, and he's yelling at Hoshi that this guy makes me sick. He's nothing like me. He's a weak man who gave humanity's power away.
Like the way she's reading it.
She's laughing at him, yeah, because he's a
explorer.
And a peacemaker. What a loser, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Prideweather saw his and he goes, "Oh hell no!"
Studweather, are you looking at your dating history? How many women do you have pictures of in there? I ain't found shit.
He's like, "What's his grinder thing?"
Why are all the jumpsuits in this cabin bloody in the pants? All right. So Archer, basically we are told that on a high enough resolution screen, you can freeze this and read the whole thing, and that it's got enough of the bio for them to do. Apparently this was something Sussman wrote this up, thinking one day maybe there would be a Trek United. Like, in here is stuff about how he becomes the president of the Federation and other shit like that. Apparently, it is readable. So I didn't take the time out.
So it's canon then. It is canon that Archer did become the president of the Federation.
I think Daniels already basically gave almost all of that away. It's like, you're about to give an important speech here at the unification of the charter, which indicated it was pretty important.
But if this actually says that Archer became the president, then it is canon, because this is real Trek and this is from the Prime Universe.
Mike Sussman said that all the stuff that he was going to use, most of the stuff he was going to use to create Star Trek United was going to come from this episode and Terra Prime.
Wow.
And Terra Prime. Well, that I guess would be his political rivals.
So much. We missed out on so much.
I want a sequel movie. You know what? We made initial contact, fans, friends of the show. Great, fantastic news. We have made initial contact with Mike Sussman. He is now aware of who we are, and perhaps more communications will have. If he follows me, I am going to DM him to join the show and ask him if he wants to come on here and talk about it.
That would be fabulous.
You know what? He's out there making the rounds. This is the biggest independent Star Trek show. You guys are the United Federation of Planets, and I thank all of you for being part of it. But yeah, apparently this is readable text, and it tells us what Jonathan Archer did. And I think even Hoshi mentions that he goes on to become their president. I think she does say that. She's like, it says that he's one of the most notable names of their time and that there are 2 planets named after him. That part I definitely remember. So, and she is mockingly laughing at him while she reads it. The thing is that she looks great while she's doing it, so we don't mind. And then we find out that some of the relays have gone missing. And Tripp also has gone and put on the TOS uniform, and I'm loving that. And this guy, it's been said that epaulets look terrible on jumpsuits. They certainly do, don't they? They certainly do. These are terrible epaulets. But this guy, we see him in a couple more episodes. He's an engineering hand, and like some stuff, key stuff has been missing. And this Jeffries tube looks just like Scotty's. I was happy to see it again.
I think Tripp has a good TOS uniform. I think the weakest one was actually T'Pol's.
Because it's not tailored that well, or because it's a powdery blue.
It's kind of
that we
frumpy
haven't
looking.
seen. It's a powdery blue that I don't remember seeing before. Yeah, I think it was left out or something like that, right? Like that was left out of the budget. That one was left. That I think was probably they took Terry Farrell's from the Deep Space Nine episode or something. It was someone's Deep Space Nine episode,
and it wasn't Jadzia either.
Yeah, she was in red, wasn't she? It didn't work. Her outfit.
It worked on her. It worked in DS9 with that skirt she
was
wearing.
It didn't work in this. It doesn't work in this. I'll jump ahead so people can see it real quick. This is T'Pol in the TOS outfit. It's kind of a weird blue that we hadn't seen before. It's a little off, and it's not tailored so great.
I would prefer it all the way off.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked it to
we lose
Why
the
is it
midriff,
normal?
too.
Why isn't it like Uhura's, right? Uhura had the half shirt.
Yeah, but we also
We
lose
got
her
to see the
midriff,
show.
which was disappointing.
Yeah, her anything that reduces the visibility of T'Pol's twin cinemas is bad for the show. Also, I've heard that one of our Archer's gonna guys. Star Trek United Archer's starting to sound like a real fucking stud. He has one kid who's like Marcus, like David Marcus. He doesn't acknowledge Archer and maybe doesn't know about him. And another one is possibly T'Pol's kid. I didn't have time to check it out. Sussman is leaking ideas and story ideas and background stuff a little bit at a time to keep the interest going. He is doing a really good job of keeping... This has been masterful publicity by Sussman since he started with this. It really has been. I got to hand it to him. He sees the narrative right in the middle of them doing a Comic-Con. Way to go. Like, your Hollywood instincts are right up there, sir. You struck while the iron was hot, man. Here's just a great shot of the Defiant in space. It's moving and maneuvering much better than we ever see any other Constitution-class ship in a screen do again, including the upgraded Star Trek. We do have an attack on the M5 by 3 Constitution-class starships that is really, really cool. But this is about as good as it gets, and this was a beautiful scene. I don't know if there's anything more to be said about it. It needed to be remarked on. Anyone want to just talk about how great it is?
Oh, I was just in awe of it because they did it like they did with the remastered versions. You know, they kept it authentic looking, even though it was computer generated. They didn't fancy it up. And
it's moving in a way that's really natural, and it's not like we had seen in Like, we were used to the ship kind of blipping and strobing in Voyager when they did CGI. And that was finally over. The Voyager had like a frame rate of like 6. FPS of like 6 on the beginning, on like some of the incidental sequences of Voyager where it's like blipping around. And in original TOS, they had to use practical stuff. So the ship, it did move fluidly, but it was on wires. They make sure to have this ship maneuver and do a glamour pass. It turns and shows us its underside, I believe, a couple of times. They show us everything on this ship. They do a beautiful job. There is so much ship prawn in this one, like enough to make the happiest of anyone who loves these ships. Where's Narek of the House of Clan? You would have loved the amount of ship porn. And then we have, ooh boy, Archer has gotten his hands on a TOS style phaser, and he's got one of the workers. This poor guy, he was just working for the Mirror Tholians, and now he's got to deal with unhinged Mirror Archer, who is just a fucking douche nozzle. And he's like, I'm heard on the highest setting, it can disintegrate a man.
Yeah, that was
teasing
awesome.
the fact what the way he said it.
Yeah.
I did like his delivery on that. I'm going to say that I do like the mean voice he's doing. And this again underscores that Scott Bakula and Harrison Ford have similar acting styles. He is very, very physical. And by which I mean he's moving a lot. He's nervous energy. And this character is far more anxious and has more energy than Archer. He really is anxious. And maybe vain. He's dyed his hair black rather than let anyone see any gray. Or Mirror Archer just has dark hair. I don't know. This was one of the cues, just that he looked like hand over fist from Heavy Metal. But this alien is crying and whimpering, and he's just like, he's going to pull like the mock deletion on him. And the alien's like, he has got no loyalty to these people. He's ready to tell him everything, and Archer's just too caught up in being a dick to let the guy just tell him. And he's like, his name is Slar. He's gonna... he did things to me. It was great. And,
you feel really bad for this guy.
You do. You feel totally bad for the alien. He's like, like I said, he's just been through hell with the Mirror Tholians, and he's ready to just like totally cooperate with anyone who's going to fuck them over. And like Mirror Archer just like beats the crap out of him anyway because he's an insane douchebag.
Yeah.
He's just really a douchebag. And like Studweather is beating him up a little bit for sure too, to get him in the mood to get beat up by Mirror Archer. Notice I don't call him Mirror Prideweather. He's Studweather, man. And then I think this is Sussman's deal. I think this is a Sussman thing. Archer starts getting confronted by his conjured up, delusional Archer Prime, who taunts him. Because Mirror Archer doesn't get command of the Enterprise. Admiral Forrest is Captain Forrest. And Captain Gardner is Admiral Gardner. So Prime Archer, who appears in his regular uniform with the regular badging, shows up here with his regular hair and his regular coloring, which is lighter and closer to a gingery look. And he's like, they're never going to give you a ship. You're never going to get what you want. Yeah. You're a failure and you're weak. But if you beat up this Gorn, then they'll think that you're something. But the thing is, I think both Archers talk in the mean voice. Like, Prime Archer also has the mean voice. It's like, you're a dick and everyone hates you. It's like, oh my God. This is like, if I wanted to be confronted by my doppelganger telling me I suck, I'll just go look in the mirror. But like, Mirror Archer, he's got it like for real. This was a significant new touch and adding to the fuel of the character being completely batshit insane. Is this because Hoshi read that shit to him? Or is this because he's this crazy and this is just the latest manifestation and we're being let in on it?
Yeah, I think this is just that he's that crazy and
this is the latest manifestation.
Finally seeing it, yeah.
And we're seeing inside his head. So this is the newest thing that's driving his bus and making him fucking angry. It's Prime Archer's Mirror Shade. What do we call this? Prime Archer's Mirror Wraith? Because it's not Prime Archer either. It's Mirror Archer's Figment Terry Vision effigy of Prime Archer, right? This is not Prime Archer. He doesn't act like... Prime Archer would be like, you should calm down, have a glass of milk, maybe a sandwich. Think about not putting your crew in the agonizer booth. You know, Tripp and Chef can be pretty okay. You know, like that's like Prime Archer doesn't torment anyone except Degma. And also, this Archer is unshaven in a way that only Prime Archer only is during the Xindi arc. He has stubble, and Mirror Archer has more stubble. I don't... Can anybody want to tell me, is this anything but Prime Archer's Mirror Wraith that Mirror Archer sees?
It's just... I mean, he's never met the... I mean, the Mirror Archer only knows evil, so he's filling the gaps here, I think. Because he didn't know Prime Archer.
TOS people aren't aware. Well, he knows of Prime Archer now, and he's having hallucinations since he read about him. So I think the deal is it conjures up in his mind that this Archer was more successful and was a leader and had planets named after him and was beloved. And in his world, he's not the captain. He was the first officer. He's not feared like he wants to be, which is their version of beloved. He wants to be feared, and he hasn't hurt as many people as he could have. There's been times when he could have kicked people when they were down that he didn't, that he really regrets. That's this Archer. Mirror Archer's that kind of fucking maniac. And yeah, like, this really helps Scott Bakula because he's not selling crazy. He's selling like a wild man. Now, this adds a layer where we have like a more, at least, calmer Archer doing the taunting. And it's just a shade of Prime Archer. I thought it was a nice touch, and it seems to be a Sussman touch. And believe it or not, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of slides left. So I'm going to keep on going.
We do have a sports ball update.
Oh, go for it.
Yankees
Dodgers
win. Yankees
are
win.
victorious.
All right. The United States has won the World Series. Once again, the United States beats the entire world at baseball. The Canadians sent the only team that their country could support. They had a great team with a great Hall of Fame catcher, and they couldn't support him. It's now the Washington Nationals. But congratulations to L.A., and you know what? Hats off to Don Mattingly of the New York Yankees. It took him such a long time to get to his first World Series. I think it's time to fire Aaron Boone and bring Donnie Baseball home to win with the Yanks. What do you think, Sean?
I think, there is something.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
I will embiggen that in 1 second. I just want to bring in my next. It turns out I can't embiggen that while I'm bringing in the next slide. So let me embiggen that. Thank you. RRTN said the Ghost Prime Archer scene was clearly written by Tarantino. In a delete scene, he tells Archer to go kill Alabama's pimp so he can be unhaunted. I want now Mirror Val Kilmer to show up as Mirror Elvis. Be like, ever since I went back with the aliens, Archer, I've had some better ideas. Because, that is an Independence Day, right? Like, I hope they bring back Elvis. And we found out that Independence Day is just one of the things that happens before Khan takes over. I believe that Independence Day is canonical to Star Trek. Professor Okran is clearly a relative of Professor Soon. Clearly an ancestor of Professor Soon. I believe that is a holodeck adventure by Mr. Data. Not the sequel, though. The sequel's just some bad fucking movie. Yeah. And also I saw an episode of Miami Vice that was a holodeck adventure with Chakotay, where he played a third world dictator. Thank you very much, David Jones.
This whole Dodgers victory, it reminds me of when I was back during the first World Series.
Back during, I thought you were going to say during the first Great Disagreement. Against
the New Jersey Carthaginians.
Oh, yes, those Carthaginians.
The outfielders lie naked in the sun, stripped of their uniforms by,
Yeah, Buck Bokai was run down by two Fielders. Caught between the bases. Exposed. The runners lay naked in the sun. They turned 2 on that play. You know what? I feel like we should hear from the man himself on this one. General, sir, what happened? But sir, the battlefield's right ahead.
Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here. Well, this match will not be postponed.
Bitch.
I just want to say, right after he says that, General Patton reads his poem called Through a Glass Darkly. What is it the poet said? Through a glass and darkly, the age-long strife I see. I fought with many faces, many guises, but always it was me. I think that General Patton would have loved this episode of Star Trek, and clearly it was written by not Scorsese. Who wrote The Godfather? Francis Ford Coppola must have wrote this because it's The Godfather in space, right? We got Space Pimp here. Archer is actually that's Superman, right? With Space Pimp Jor-El. James Gunn's Superman by James Gunn has got to be the worst Superman movie ever of all time.
Man
really,
of Steel might take the cake.
Man of Steel is really, really bad. Neither of them know what Superman is supposed to be or understand Superman. The worst Superman movie is probably BVS because it also has you don't understand Batman marbled through it as well. So actively destroy and not understanding Wonder Woman, who comes out of that movie better than anyone else for some strange reason. It sucks in her own movies. David Jones, thank you. What is your regular name without your handle? Great avatar. David Jones, good day. Good nine ye. Good nine ye. I don't know. Is that supposed to be sometimes it just generates the stuff. I don't know if YouTube did that. It gave me that suggestion a few times. Everybody's trying to figure the situation out between the tags and the names. And it's if it takes me a little while to get to re-know people, please forgive me, but thank you.
Well, and it makes no sense.
Hi, Jonathan Hancock.
Everybody has an @ symbol next to their name. Why have an @ symbol next to anybody's name?
To confuse the shit out of Twitter. To confuse Twitter? I don't know. It's
completely unnecessary if everybody's got one.
It was a good game. Extra innings. I'm watching happy Dodger fans celebrate. Sean, I think, is probably just chugging vodka right now or something. The Dodgers won the World Series.
No. I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch any of the postseason.
I feel terrible about it. There was so much baseball this year, and I went to one stinking game, and I watched maybe 35 baseball games, but I didn't really realize. I watched a lot of Dodger games because they're on at 10.
Yeah, I went to one when they played the Rangers. I drove up and we saw them. That was fun.
Isn't it weird to be someone who pretty much knows baseball, but then your team runs out in the field and you're yeah, I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are because I haven't watched in 3 years. I've been doing YouTube and pop culture stuff. Ask me who is the stunt double in fucking Rise of Skywalker. I know that one. Kal-El says James Gunn is, and Kal-El should know, James Gunn is actually worse than Man of Steel, but for different reasons. Superman 1978 will always be the definitive big screen version of Superman. I agree. Yeah. And maybe Superman 2, the greatest Superman movie on screen because it's just so much fun. Although I'll never understand that sticker that Superman pulls off his chest and throws into General Zod's face that mildly inconveniences him for a minute. It's I'm going to do something that can only be called disconcerting. It's were we short on runtime? In that perfect movie, that one weird moment. Everyone gets one fuck up. What are you going to do?
You know why that movie worked? By the way, since you brought it up, Superman 2 worked so well because they filmed it directly after the first one, and they didn't have an overinflated budget because of the first one's success. They just worked with what they had.
You know what? They did that the right way, because what happened is that production team got in trouble for filming 2 movies at once before. That production company filmed The Three Musketeers and The Four Musketeers at the same time. So their Three Musketeers movie's a hit. It does really well. And all of a sudden, the actors find out that all these cutscenes turn out to be a sequel. They sued and won and got paid for a whole nother movie. So that's why they did it on the up and up. They had tried fucking people over with that one before.
I didn't know that, but
you didn't know that? Yeah. The Salkinds and Richard Donner together made this movie called The Three Musketeers, starring Michael York, if you remember that one. And the guy from Gladiator was one of the Musketeers. Remember the guy who's like, I didn't meet him, he touched me on the shoulder. Like that guy was in it. He was one of the Musketeers. He was fucking awesome. Oliver Reed was pretty cool. They say he had eyeballs tattooed on the head of his penis.
Yeah.
Matthew Modine said it. He said he was out. Yeah, he said he's like it was Letterman. He goes, I heard you have a very interesting story about Oliver Reed, and he's like, he didn't call him Sir Oliver Reed, so it was that long ago. He goes, well, we were out after at the rap party having a few drinks. It's a fucking movie, Cutthroat Island, piece of shit movie, Cutthroat Island. And he's like, my eyes were locked on Gina Davis's tits, and Jeff Goldblum was not happy about that, but I was looking. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like talking about like Oliver Reed being there. And he's like, and like everyone started chanting, show him, show him, show him. And Oliver Reed went, all right, God damn it, fine. And he pulled out his manliness, and it had like eyes tattooed on the head of it, and he dipped it in Matthew Modine's drink and said, fuck you. So that's officially making it the best cast party story of all time. But what a wild man. And I don't know if I could stand the pain of that. I don't know if I want a tattoo there. I don't even want to think about it. But Oliver Reed, what a fucking... Oliver Reed is officially legend for that, though. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we might have to make that an emoji, Oliver Reed's penis.
I'm okay with not doing that.
It's still funny as hell.
Yeah.
That's as fun. That's as funny as my friends who went out and tried to get a $sign tattooed on his fucking Apple bag. I was like, you're gonna be in so much pain. It's like, yeah, no, I just have a few lines on my Apple bag. It was as painful as you said. I'm like, I don't want to know any more about this. So anyway, this is okay. Archer's shade. And he's shading on himself. He's got a lot of problems with the fact that he hasn't kept up with the Joneses. And he's taunting himself here. And this becomes an ongoing theme for Mirror Archer. He's got real problems with Prime Archer's success. And then we go to fight the Gorn, as he's told to do. The Gorn gets one of the security guys. It doesn't get Archer. Archer beats the shit out of it. It knocks the phaser out of his hand, but he's got a backup plan. He runs away from it and says, turn it on now. Boom! The whole plating goes to 20 Gs and nails the Gorn to the floor. And what I'm thinking is, because this show has already told us that even the Xindi are surprised by how underhanded and what a big bunch of huge liars the humans are, this isn't that much more resourceful than real Archer. And actually kind of fair play. The Gorn's a piece of shit. Way to go, real Archer. He beats it with his ingenuity in a kind of a tip of the hat to the arena episode. So now we've got 5 TOS episodes swirling around in this.
Also, I love that Gorn. Yeah, it is CGI.
He looks great. He looks great.
Far better than the
Utrecht
Gorn. Aliens ripoff Gorn.
The Henson's Creature Shop non-Muppet. Don't call it a Muppet or they'll sue. Gorn.
Yeah,
that thing's a piece of shit. And I don't think that the Ellisons are going to show the Puppet Trek episode.
Oh, I hope not.
I think.
Not.
Look, something really unfortunate happened for the people at Paramount. But if you're Taylor Sheridan, you do bail, because he already had that contract with NBC. He is now a Universal guy. He's going to be with Universal, but they're selling their monster division, and the Ellisons are like maybe picking that up anyway. They could end up
talking about like the Warner Brothers deal.
Sorry, they're picking up Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has the Universal Monsters, don't they?
Yes.
Or no? Paramount got them a long time ago. That's why they watched them on this show. Sorry, on this show they watched the old Universal Monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't remember Tom Cruise doing that whole thing?
Well, no, Top Gun was the movie in the episode Detained. We figured that one out. It's not in the episode, but that's why Tripp turns the shuttle pod into the Colonel Green. Sean figured that one out. It was Top Gun, must have been the movie that night. You were right on that. That's where that upload ends. That was one of the first uploads that really succeeded. And then we talked to Phlox about how Mirror Archer is his... by the way, Mirror Archer, this Gorn has been on this ship for a few weeks and knows its weak spots and knows everything about it. It has information. So what does he do? He quadruple John Wicks the thing. He blasts it like 9 times. But in cold blood, then just showing he's unhinged and getting into shooting it over and over. This Archer's a fucking madman. What did you think of the overkill on the Gorn that had real valuable information?
Oh, that was awesome.
He was unhinged. The thing is, you have to think about this one. His biggest fixation of this OCD maniac who just spent like 30 years of his life playing a long game to fuck over Captain Forrest.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, his entire life has been a charade to fuck over Admiral Forrest, and now he's himself for the first time. He's as fucking crazy as shit. And Sussman has very cleverly, as the head writer of this episode, added in the shade of Prime Archer to drive the insanity. But T'Pol prevails on Mirror Phlox here that, denobulins, I guess, aren't very different either in this universe, as we said earlier. Immortal Dr. Phlox says, well, I guess if the Emperor were my patient, I would be obliged to heal him. Because at first he sounds a lot like a political ditto head, I guess is the best word for it, right? He's like, Captain Archer is dangerous. He's like, it's a dangerous world. He's the right man for this job. He's like, he wants to overthrow the Emperor. He's like, Captain Archer's pretty brave. Perhaps he should be Emperor. It's like all the right things for this world. And then she's like, she leans in and she's like, he's deranged. He hates all aliens. And what we find out later is he doesn't hate all aliens. He just hates anyone who's disloyal to the Empire with a vengeance, except himself, because he's going to try to overthrow the Empire. But that's fair play in the Empire, so he's not being disloyal to the Empire. It's crazy, but that's the way it works. And it's like there is a logic to this. So what he tells him is, if he's in charge, what she tells him is, and she's lying to him, but in this world Vulcans lie, or she's made an incorrect calculus. I think that this Archer eventually does go crazy and start killing the denobulins too. What do you think? I think he's a Terran supremacist.
I don't know if he's that moral about anything. Tell you the truth. I don't think he's a supremacist. I think he's a weak-minded person, for sure.
Well, I mean, so is Prime Phlox.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, loose relationship with morality. What swings him here is, if we were in charge, you could have your own Schwish house where you could keep Schindler's tabulation at any time. Run any kind of immoral experiment you want. And he's like, perhaps torturing people all day is what I'm called to do. I like the cut of your jib, Mirror T'Pol. And here we finally see him. He's been talked about so many times. We never saw Saval's favorite, Captain Gardner. He's Admiral Gardner. We do get to say that this makes sense because when Saval and Forrest have the conversation about how Archer is in charge of the NX, Forrest admits that they did jump Archer over Gardner to be captain of the NX because he just feels that there's something intrinsic about Archer's, I guess, sense of exploration. Would it be? I don't know, but I think it's the first time we ever see the Gardner character. Have we ever seen Gardner before, guys?
We have not, but this was
He's been
filmed
mentioned.
out of order. Well, we're watching it out of the order it was filmed, right?
That is true. We're not going to see him between now and then, though, are we?
I don't
He's just
think
not in the show other than this episode, I don't think. I don't think we see one other NX captain, but it's the chick from Total Recall. It's Rachel Ticotin as the captain of the is it the Avenger?
Don't know.
We're saving the universe from the Zindi. Yeah, you know, the Starfleet didn't think that Admiral Gardner, Captain Gardner had what it took. But in this world, he's an admiral with his own flagship, and he's got an NX-01 type. He's got an NX type ship too. These people, like I said, they might be a few years ahead of the star dates in our regular episode. I'll check that out later. Grok will probably be able to tell me. I'm not sure right now. It's not that important, but they have more NX ships online than in our universe, our primary universe. So here's Admiral Gardner, and he's like, great job. And he's like, I think that the Emperor is going to be pretty proud of you. You know what? You might just get, a week's vacation and a strongly worded letter of congratulations. And Archer's like,
Yeah.
with all due respect, you have the authority to grant me a battlefield promotion right now. And he's like, I would, but we just lost a bunch of ships. He's like, I just so happen to have found one, the Defiant. He's like, no, absolutely not. I'm not feeling it. Jonathan, I love you, guy. You're a great guy. We love you. You're a rip at the Christmas party. The way you dance and stuff like that. You're the best. But you know what? You're not the guy for this job. And Mirror Archer is a little slightly annoyed. And then Archer's shade is like, you're never going to be anything. You're just a total loser. No chick is going to go to the prom with you. Yeah. Yep. You're going to be captain of a movie. You know what? One day JJAbrams is going to have Simon Pegg make jokes about beaming Porthos into another dimension, you piece of shit. And that's the kind of stuff that's going on for Mirror. Mirror Archer's got some problems, and he's seeing Prime Archer. He's tripping. And that inspires him to vaporize Captain Gardner Admiral Gardner in one of
Admiral
the
Black. That was Admiral Black.
Right, Admiral Gardner died a little. We'll see him a little later. Sorry. Yeah, this is not Gardner. This is Admiral Black. My mistake. We will see Gardner. Don't worry. I promise. I might not have a picture of him because, let's face it, this took me like 2 hours to make. When Rob Wright talked about making slideshows, he spoke for me. You got to watch the episode at 10 seconds at a time. You have to stop and spend a minute making the slide. You got to number it and put it in the thing. And then this part of it is so much more of a schlep than making the video essay. It saves so much more time now, but I just didn't have time to make it before a video essay before the show. My preferred way to do it now, guys, is the video. What can I tell you? It's become kind of second nature. And maybe it's nice to get new Star Trek videos every week. I try my best. Sometimes it's just not possible. This was the double episode. It was long as shit. And then after he blows away this guy, he takes himself back over to the Vengeance and has a little talk with the crew, including some of the people who survived being on the NX-01, like Mirror Hoshi. And it's basically, this patent rah-rah speech. He's like, you're the best fed, best equipped, best army. We're going to grab the enemy. We're going to grab him by the belt. We're going to punch him in the nose. We're going to punch him in the nose. And we're going to kick him in the ass. I don't want to hear any of this nonsense about holding our ground. It's like the same kind of thing, the same kind of energy. And I believe is this where he unfolds his, we're going to coup out the Emperor. We've got the ships and the power. Or is this more like we're going to win the war right here? The first one is we're going to win the war right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to use the Defiant and win the war right here.
I also like they probably used more makeup in this episode than all of Star Trek Discovery.
They didn't do the greatest job on Phlox, but our aliens were like, we didn't have we didn't fill the screen with tons of low effort aliens. We had low effort and medium effort aliens mixed together so that we had a good deal. There were a lot of aliens, is the way to put it. We had Tellarites. And also, does this touch on Journey to Babel because it has a Tellarite? That's a stretch, right?
Oh, that's a stretch, yeah.
It reminds me of the thought, though. What do you think of this one? The cutscene from Journey to Babel, right? It's like, now that you've survived surgery and you're awake, I suppose we could talk about everything that happened. Yes, Captain, there's something I must tell you. Well, before you get into that, Serac, I just want you to know we found that the Andorian ambassador was actually a spy, and we're pretty sure he's the one that killed the Tellarite. Now, what were you going to tell me? It is of no concern. I think that Seraxis killed the Tellarite anyway. That's my headcanon on that episode. Anyway, Archer makes a speech. He's on top of Shuttle Pod 1. And Scott Bakula does a good job with this. It's not an easy it's not an easy scene. And that's when we get the poorly tailored. Here we really get a look at how poorly tailored it is. It's just not working so great. She's a lot more beautiful than this. And she should have had the Uhura style torn in half fucking TOS uniform. Oh, wait, no, because this is from our... Yeah, all right, her uniform is correct. Sorry. I still wish she would have kit bashed it on the fly. It's like I just didn't feel comfortable without my stomach showing. I had to cut the bottom of the shirt off. But her and Saval have this talk, and he's like, do you really want to serve the Empire till you die? And basically he's like, yeah, it's been all right. It's like, come on. You want to do this. He's like, we're all going to die if we do it. And she's like, we're all going to die anyway. And he's like, maybe we don't know when we'll die. I guess I'll do it. And he's undermotivated, but he decides to do it. He has every reason not to go along with this. He's got some rank. His life isn't so tough. And he doesn't need to do it. T'Pol doesn't have the best case here, but she is convinced.
I don't like the beard and mustache on this.
It was evocative of Spock, right?
Kind of,
yeah. Try to evoke Leonard Nimoy. We've got our mirror Vulcan. One of them has to have a goatee. You know what? They wanted to show us what they did to Paul's hair choices, but they couldn't. You know what I mean? Because of the uniform. It has a skirt. The lower half, believe me, she has a goatee down there, too.
Oh, no.
They were very big in the early 90s. So and you have to remember which slide you're on. So slide 47, bringing us close to the end of the episode.
Yep.
This is just more romance between Hoshi and Archer. They're, doing what people do. They're having a good old time. And unfortunately, I tried to freeze it at a moment we could see some of Hoshi's figure, but I failed, and I have failed you, my friends, for which JT will now take over the show as I fall on my sword. I'm not worthy. Sirs, I've been told I've been told that at full power, one of these can disintegrate.
You can redeem yourself, Admiral, if you did get a good shot of the two of them knife fighting. Eventually.
I just know that
sir,
when set to full power, they say that this can fully disintegrate a man.
Subspace transmission.
I'm sorry.
There's a subspace transmission.
I was just looking. Oh my God, that was awesome! How'd you pull that off, Sean? Holy shit! Oh my God, guys, my co-hosts are completely and totally fucking insane. And if you can see the show within the show here, Sean, calm down. Calm yourself. Stunning.
I won't put that in the public chat, but it would work.
I don't know what to tell you about this one. I think that I have to put it in the please put it in the public chat. Go ahead.
Oh God. Oh God, then
I
I'll
think it's
redact
too many
it.
It's too many characters, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Way too many.
Guys, we're gonna try an experiment here. What's funny is we'll get like just his hair. A very famous gentleman has been rendered very, very precisely by Sean Carter. It's fucking hilarious.
I just copied and pasted it.
I don't care. Please don't tell me that. You're ruining the illusion.
Oh no, I would. That would have taken forever to do.
Yeah, I can't send him. How much of him can I send?
I don't think you can.
I think we can send enough to make everyone realize who he
Very
is.
uncomfortable.
No, it came out all.
I can't send him at all. I got to get rid of him off my screen too. In fact, he's like poison to my browser. Goodbye, Hilter. That was who the famous person was, guys. We had a cameo by Hilter in our private chat. What can I tell you?
It was just it's ASCII art. Like you just use the little symbols on the keyboard.
It was great. Like this would have like really messed up someone's mind if you had sent this as a fax back in the day. Like, could you imagine? Like, I don't understand what's coming out of the machine. It's like, and you make people listen to that goddamn noise for 20 minutes to see this. But these are our ships side by side. I'm going to take down your chats for a minute so everyone can see it. Check this out, guys. By the way, I have these ships side by side, and when we do, we go all the way around them. We go all the way around them. Here in my apartment, I happen to have 2 models of these ships. And you know what, Sean? They must be the same scale because the size differential is just about the same on the models as it is in the on screen. The size differential is just about the same. Is the NX-01 smaller?
The NX-01 is much smaller. The NX-01 is a 1,000 scale, and the Defiant or the Constellation is a 650. So it's not much off, but it's a little bit.
Proportionately, it looks almost exactly the same when we roll around to the top and look down on these ships. Mm-hmm. This shot, folks, is incredible. This was a well-made up, and this is pure CGI, and it looks great. I mean, I say to you, we did not see 1 second of CGI as good as this in Strange New Worlds, and we reviewed Strange New Worlds.
I'll tell you what looks good though right here. What I really loved about this shot is that the stars are streaking by like we have seen in TNG and never saw that Enterprise.
A lot of wish fulfillment here, but the thing is, nowadays we do it as empty member berries. Sean's called it a callback. I used a different expression, but it is a callback, is correct. The expression I use for this is earned. It's not a member berry.
Right. Yeah, that's why I retracted my member berry reference. It's not member.
Yeah, no, I'm not comfortable using the word member berry with this one either. This is very high effort. This is very earned. We didn't say we want this visual. The story organically led us to this point. No one sat down and said, what visual could I make? Somebody whose job it was to do the teleplay later, after the story was finished, was like, this is an excellent opportunity for our CGI team to show their quality. And that's how this happened. They didn't say, devise a show around this shot. On modern Star Trek, what happens is they say, we want J.D. Vance to be king of the fucking garbage people.
Well, that's all modern television. That's all what the stupid
here we go.
What was that James Gunn show, Peacemaker? All that shit is all that is James Gunn says, I've got all these jokes, I'm going to write episodes around them.
I want to have
the concept.
I think James Gunn should just hang it up, write true comedy like he wants to, and next season instead of Peacemaker, how about having a hero that's useful? Ready? Pizza Maker. He works at a New York City pizza shop and he just makes pizza and he tells the same stupid jokes, but to 2 broke girls, and one of them is really hot with huge cans and one of them is really hot with blonde hair. What do you think? Oh, gee, that's been done. We'll call it Alice. I don't have any interest in that fucking show. Two Broke Girls was Alice. Krakow wasn't Alice. He was great.
Yeah, Vic Taybeck.
Vic Taybeck is a great actor. By the way, I just want to say this extra got paid to do this. Her eyes are up here. He's actually grabbing her weapon. This is the second time in 2 scenes that T'Pol has been disarmed. No one trusts this bitch. And Hoshi is pure malicious bitch. These two women are about to have a great fight. And I love the phase pistol. I think that next to the TOS phaser, that is their best weapon. It kicks the shit out of the TNG era phasers, even though those were cool and logical and made sense and didn't pull me out of the story. These they have a cool factor that the TNG era phaser it's a great phaser, especially the clubbier earlier one that looks like a dustbuster. It just looks a little more
Yeah.
I would like to take the one that Lore shoots Lore shoots Dr. Crusher with. And Doctor, just a reminder of how annoying your little man can be. And he zaps her in the arms, she's running out of there on fire. That was a good phaser for if you wanted to get some information out of someone without phasing him. It had pistol whipping capacity, that phaser. That's what I liked about and then they made it small and more functional. And I was like, now it just looks like a TV remote. I liked it better when it had the pistol whipping capacity. I was like, at least it has a practical side to it, right? Captain Kirk would have
I didn't say
loved
goodnight
that
to our
phaser.
TNZ. Good night,
TNZ, you splitting? Good night, buddy.
Thank you for the super chats, man.
You are the best. This is when the show's supposed to end anyway, so I'm running into overtime. I apologize to the panel and my chat. I am so sorry. Oil Greg, hey, good to see you, man. It was awesome seeing the Constitution class alive and in battle. It was. There's a lot of earned wish fulfillment here. Today, they give you member berries. We just had a pretty good discussion about it. And here's the Constitution class again, like we said.
I love the
looking
simple
gorgeous.
ways that they made the ship an ISS ship, like putting that sticker on the door for the turbo lift.
By the way,
sword.
If you look really carefully at the Defiant, the red stripe on the secondary hull, if you look at the very front, you could see the part that is the Starfleet logo that is on the Reliance uniforms. It is also visible on the 1701, and you get a really long look at it in the motion picture. It's at the leading edge of the red racing stripes. So the logo is canonical, and it's been in Star Trek for a while. And I know everyone wants to take another look at Hoshi while I reload this. So Jolene, the hair extensions look great, I guess, but Hoshi's not going to take any more shit. They disarm her, and I get Captain Archer's just a little too paranoid and a little too nuts, and Hoshi's just going to truss up to Paul, and she knows she can get away with it, and she doesn't give a shit. She's a scheming, crazy bitch, and she's going to kill T'Pol, and T'Pol is dragged before Archer after she gets the better of Hoshi. There's a pretty good fight there, and during the fight, they remember just in time that T'Pol has super strength, and then she throws Hoshi pretty hard and gets the better of her and beats her down, and then they have to rescue Hoshi, and then Archer is like, fuck you and your planet. I don't like anybody from Vulcan. I just don't like you. You can't be my friend anymore, and you're not allowed to have no ice cream for you, as Mr. Riley would say. He's had it with Mira T'Pol, and basically he puts her off the ship. And as Germ pointed out when we watched this happens aboard the Vengeance, because the Mirror Universe logos are on the door. It's not the Enterprise, it's the Vengeance. That means that they transport Hoshi back unconscious, because we don't see Hoshi wake up and make it back to the Enterprise. Here's Mr. Studweather. I'm going to miss Studweather when he's gone. How about you guys?
Looking good.
Looking very hetero, looking very good. Very hetero. In this Enterprise, I don't think this is a thing in the original series, is it? No, maybe it is. The doors match their uniforms. It's just, we haven't seen it in such great upgraded color, and we can almost read the ship's plaque. The red uniform shirts are the same color as the doors on the turbo lift, aren't they? The exact same, almost the exact same shade of red.
It doesn't need to be. one-for-one identical with the Enterprise, right?
Right.
I don't think the Enterprise always has red hand railing. I think that comes in the second season anyway. I think it has blue hand railing at some point. But I mean, it is almost a one-for-one. What's going on here is that their readouts are just they're very faithful, and their interfaces, their keyboards and switches, whatever you want to call them, very, very, very faithful. It's just we've never seen them film this well before and looking this great before, and their readouts look much better than anything we saw. The ones with the blocks, we would have seen them in TOS. We wouldn't have seen any of the more sophisticated ones, and only some episodes of TOS have the upper view screens showing things like the galaxies and stuff like that, the star maps that are on the upper part of the saucer section. Those are only in some episodes. On a lot of episodes, those look like they're turned off, and you can see the cray paper. So this one, it's fully turned on. They fully powered up the bridge. It's ready to go. What can I tell you? They powered this one right up. And Mr. Prideweather has control of the weapons, and he's taking all of his orders directly from Archer anyway, so that'll be good for everyone. As we get ready to maybe make another move, and I'm not sure soon Scott Bakula is going to get on the subspace and tell Gardner, who we will see, go F yourself. I'm not taking any more orders from you or anyone else. I'm going to be Emperor. And they're like, do not approach Earth. This is when he gets attacked by the Vengeance. The Vengeance has looked at the schematics. They're going for the weak point, and they figure if they punk them and attack them really hard, really fast, that they'll be able to cause a warp core breach or get the bridge. I don't know what they're trying to do here. They're super outmatched, and they make an attack run on the Defiant. Saval and T'Pol's strategy is pretty flawed, but I guess they figured this is their only chance.
Yeah, I don't know what other choice they really had. Honestly,
it was sold that way.
Self-deletion mission. Either way.
Yeah, maybe we get rid of this madman, and I think it's basically they've got the. I think she gets the tech. We never hear about the tech again, so we see her download it. And we see her with the data tape. So I don't remember Archer taking it. Oh, no, he is holding it in front of her.
She did have a stolen data tape, right?
Yeah, she had a purple one. She has the only purple data tape we've seen. So, yeah, Archer gets his hands on that. So I don't know if she's... Is she able to get that back to the Vengeance and transmit it to the Rebels? I guess not, because these guys are in good shape. By the way, I would point out the Empire hits a technical plateau and never goes beyond this. They're still using this shit in TOS. Their ships are one-for-one the same for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? But this was a pretty cool effect for the attack scene. Back on our ship, Hoshi is shocked that Archer, who's just made all these crazy threats and is going to take the ship to Earth, has drank some poison, and she's really worried about him, isn't she? She's running away because she's so scared. She must be going to the intercom so that she can call Dr. Phlox, who at least will enjoy his suffering. I don't know if he's going to help him. Yeah. But no. Hoshi has other plans because it was Mr. Prideweather at the door. And we haven't reached that point canonically, so I didn't want to show Prideweather and Hoshi kissing.
Ugh.
Well, the thing is, he does a good job. He digs right in there and kisses this beautiful woman. But the thing is, we got to save that for Plato's stepchildren. We don't want to, even though this is, because that would mean that this is Star Trek's first interracial kiss.
I guess
Although,
so.
I would say living in New York, Mayweather would have been not so much kissing someone like Hoshi as baseball batting away again and again and again the bulletproof glass saying, listen to me, motherfucker, you're going to give me all the money in that bodega cash register. Because that's the way I see it in New York City. But here she is again in her outfit. She looks effing great here. But she strides onto the bridge. She is nothing but confident and looking absolutely gorgeous. And she says, you can call me EmpressSato. And we just happen to have a little bit of information on EmpressSato. Let's see what EmpressSato could do. What are her powers? Linda, what can EmpressSato do?
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am LindaPark. I play Hoshi Sato and also EmpressSato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or EmpressSato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen, and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
And as I watched that, I want to say I thank Miss Park she seemed to have caught herself with the she can make your life hard thing, because she kind of looks down and at the camera like she's thinking about maybe deleting it and starting it over. And she's like, nah, it's funny. I'm going to do. So she's a good sport too. I want to thank LindaPark for that. And I want to thank Sean for that too. Thank you so much for my favorite piece of Star Trek memorabilia. When we get to TOS, I want to have her, I'm going to have her make another one. I think that now that she knows us, she'll have even more fun with the next one. Can you imagine what she could say? Your journey has taken you to the original series. I love that it's found a new life in streaming. It's about one of my favorite shows. It's a sequel to one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. Maybe just rewrite the speech to be about how it's a sequel show to hers. I don't know. But she strides onto the bridge looking beautiful, lovely, and confident. She's got her dagger. She's got her awesome Mirror Universe uniform. And that's it. We've reached the end of the episode. A Mirror Darkly. One of the most interesting, talked about, and possibly best episodes of Star Trek that we have seen, regardless of show. This is better than maybe all but 5 episodes of Voyager? Am I wrong? Anyone want to call me out?
I like this more than pretty much anything in Voyager.
There's about 5 episodes in Voyager that go toe-to-toe with it, one of them being Living Witness. Because Living Witness is at least pretty good. That's a really imaginative episode.
I think one of the best Star Trek episodes of all time, I would put it in the top 10, is Blink of an Eye. That's the one where
really hot.
No, not Wink of an. That's Wink of an Eye. I think you're thinking of. But Blink of an Eye is a Voyager episode where they're in orbit around that planet that's going through time really fast, and they're watching.
Oh yes,
that episode is so good. It is so sci-fi. It's so Star Trek. It's
You are the Kelly. Yeah, there are a few Voyager episodes that are like outlier good. Bride of Chaotic is one of them. I'm sorry, fucking
well, I just finished the watch through. Yeah, I just finished watching the whole series, and it's way better than I had remembered. And because I know that the other show didn't care for it a lot, but when I'm going back and watching it, I'm like, these are all really good science fiction efforts. Like they really tried. And I got to give them credit for it.
Look, we love the people from the other show, but that was a Star Trek show by a comic book expert who loved Star Trek. This is a Star Trek show by Star Trek fans who love Star Trek. It's a different feel. It's a little different kind of show. We try to only do, like, tonight we did 2 episodes. How often does that happen? You know, I mean, like, we celebrate every moment of every scene. You know what? I always also thought that it was a little bit unfair how they spoke about Neelix. It was funny as shit, but in the meta of the show didn't back off that Neelix was a crucial member of the crew who gave them hope, and they at least had something to eat. It was a bad makeup job. It was a terrible makeup job, and he looked like a chicken man. All that shit's true. He was Cornish game hennish, but you know what? Like, there were things about that character that I loved, like how much he loved the Federation without ever having been there.
Mm-hmm.
That he was willing to risk his life for something that he'd never seen, and that how like his dream was to one day be in the Federation, to live in the Federation. It was kind of reminding me of Sam Neill from Hunt for Red October. I want to live in the nation of Montana.
Yeah, and I will have a wife. She will cook rabbits for me.
Big American earrings.
Yeah, no, but Neelix was cringe as fuck during the first 3 seasons, and then when
Once
they figured his character out, he got better out. Yeah,
it's Cass. It's Cass.
Yeah,
The problem was always Cass. The problem is Cass through and through. Those 25. That was true. Those 20 good episodes of Voyager, like 15 of them are after season 3.5.
Yeah, it got better. Yeah, so I didn't mean to sidetrack.
Season 1 is almost a total loss. It's okay. It's a Star Trek show. We just spent all this time talking about Voyager, and we're only 14 minutes behind schedule. This is the part of the show where we actually grade the episode and give our thoughts on it. And you, the panel, have been voting for a really long time. So I think I want to give you what I think I want to do is, if you guys have a couple of minutes, end the chat's vote. There's not a ton of people here, but whoever's, you know what? Let's just end the chat's vote and we'll give it our grades. Let's go with the grades. I'm saying let's have Sean go first. Sean, give us your thoughts.
Well, I give this episode a 99. It gets a 99 from me.
Hey, Daniel.
The 1%, the 1% that I took off is just because crazy and mad is probably Bakula's only weakness. He doesn't really ever pull off super pissed off that much. Some of the scenes with him going cuckoo and all mad is a little over the top, but not enough to affect the grade in any significant way. It gets a 99. It hit every single beat. It did the homage to the TOS. It merged the 2 series together beautifully. The story made sense. It was not time travel. It was like a time displacement. So we didn't get time travel stuff, but even though they kind of see something that's in the future for them, it's not time travel. And so they didn't have to worry about stupid timeline stuff. It just worked. The Gorn stuff was awesome. The attention to detail was perfect. Whoever was a script supervisor on this and who wrote the teleplay, hats off. They didn't miss one detail. Like you say, even the brandy, I'd noted the green brandy and the layout of the cabins and the insignias. They matched it to the Defiance insignia. Absolutely everything was just perfectly done. And I forget who it was who said earlier that this showed what the show could have been. Mm. And I really think if they would have started season 3 with, instead of if they would have taken all of season 4 and just plunked that in season 3 and started the season off with these 2 episodes, God, we would have seen at least 6 seasons out of it. But I'm glad we got what we got.
Too. I think so too.
Okay. All right. So Sean, what's your grade? Give it to me.
99.
99, and it's an A+. JT, I'm sorry this episode let you down. Tell us why it sucks.
No, I was this is probably my favorite 2 episodes of Enterprise, and that's coming from not really enjoying the Deep Space Nine mirror universe type stuff all that much, although I was never as hard on it as, maybe some of the other show folks felt about it. My whole thing on this is I love that this feels like it was made by people that loved Star Trek. The original series, I don't think you're going to find a better homage to it. And the sets were great. The makeup was great. I feel like they played the mirror universe perfectly. And I also awarded a 99. I love it. It's like, if people were going to say, well, which one should I rewatch again? This one all day, every single time. I love.
Okay, now give us your caveat about how it was ruined by the ticking clock. We know there's a button there. I know there's a butt coming. What happened? What show me on the files where the episode hurt you?
No, oh come on.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not fucking around. All right.
If you really want it, Phlox was a little too similar to himself. That
was kind of the funniest part of the episode. So is that another 99 A+, or am I penciling it in too quickly? All right. Well, 99. Time for Admiral Teag's take on this one. Well, they tried. It was okay. I wish they hadn't have embarrassed themselves. I guess I could go back and make another episode again, and maybe it would be okay. But, I mean, we didn't get the same quality Tholian web being deployed instantaneously instead of over the course of several days, like in the original series. Pushing the first interracial kiss back. It was just not obvious. This was a great episode of Star Trek. Stud weather was hilarious. There was a lot of humor in this episode that was subtle. It wasn't laugh out loud funny. It was like, wow, man, this is when you talk about the show the next day. There are a lot of laughs to be had about how fucked up Archer is, about how crazy hot Hoshi and T'Pol look, and about how wild the episode in general goes. I mean, we have beautiful women. We have, Empress Hoshi. We have T'Pol, doing all sorts of cool Vulcan stuff. And we have basically everything from our original show and our original series. Look at our original set, as much of a star of this episode as anything else. And it was very appropriate to Enterprise that they did this, because they have the only show aside from TOS where I feel they made their ship a character to the point that I loved it. So I give this an A+, but I'm going to give it 100. Fuck it. A+, 100%. You can't make it better than this. It's as good as yesterday's Enterprise. It's as good as a lot of TOS episodes. This is a top 20 franchise high for the entire Trek franchise, including movies.
Wow. Okay.
This is better than Star Trek Nemesis.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is better than Star Trek Insurrection. This is a lot better than Star Trek Insurrection. A lot better. This is about as good as Star Trek Generations. Admit it. This is as good as Star Trek Generations.
Oh, it's better because it has
a little
sci-fi.
better.
It has sci-fi and action at the same time. And canon. It's got everything.
And the subtle you humor made a point of the agonizer booth. Go ahead.
You made a point about the Tholians doing their mesh a little quicker in this one. If you remember back to the Tholian web, those two ships that netted the Enterprise were damaged, so they couldn't do it that quickly.
That's right. The Defiant didn't go down without a fight, I guess. I don't remember the exact circumstance of that one.
Well,
or they,
in this one, though, I mean, the Tholians put the net around them real fast. In the Tholian web, the TOS episode, it was they had like a day or something.
And they had one more ship in this one too.
Yeah, and so you had two damaged ships that were kind of crippling along. Like, okay, let's try to net them.
And the third, the Enterprise is all fucked up from trying to rescue the Defiant.
Right.
And now Memory Alpha said that Wikipedia said that both ships were trapped inside the asteroid port, but that is not well illustrated in TOS. You can't tell. For the best I can remember from that, they're both trapped inside the star that they get lured into, the dead star. They're trapped inside the gravity well of that dead star. That's where the whole episode takes place, as far as I remember. And so the Tholians in that episode would be from our time, and they have only the foggiest idea of what's going on. But the only possible blemish on this one would be, and they didn't do it. They stayed away from it. They didn't say it. Had they made the mistake of connecting the temporal Cold War to this, that would have been a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
They really easily could have done it. The last thing this episode, what would have tanked this episode down to a 7? Daniel showing up. for any length of time.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, next week we're going to have a retrospective with all of our fans. We're going to talk about season 3, and that time we really will be able to end the show at 1 a.m. We're only 27 minutes overtime, so I'm pretty proud of my staff and myself. Guys, that slideshow was fucking hard to keep organizing and show. I can't believe I got every slide in and came this close to the actual runtime. That was not easy, sirs. So there you have it, Star Trek In a Mirror Darkly, parts 1 and 2. Next week, we will have the Dead Man and RRTNZ joining us for a very special Saving Star Trek. Maybe we start a little early, I don't know. We have a season to talk about. A land to take. Those people only had an island to take care of. You have an entire season to tame. I believe we will do well next week. And we'll have RRTNZ and the Dead Man with us, and we're going to talk about the entire season 3, how we feel about it. And RRTNZ has suggested something that maybe we do in a member capacity. Watch the final episode of the first Star Blazers series, which is a movie, but the final 20 minutes of that, where they pay off their Xindi arc. My one problem with what we're going to go back to after we review season 3 is that the Xindi arc needed a moment at the end where Archer made it back to the Enterprise and hugged fucking T'Pol and Tripp and Hoshi, and everyone was like, it was worth it, we did it, we saved the Earth, and like maybe some champagne. I'm not saying play club music in a slow motion dance scene while Archer shoots champagne all over everybody, but maybe like a Dodgers clubhouse right now kind of moment. They saved the fucking Earth. We needed resolution to go flying sideways into another story that was just like took Archer. It looked like he was going to be away from the ship for a real long time. And then we just get him back there, no problem, lickety split. And it doesn't make any sense. There's continuity errors and everything. I don't like Stormfront parts 1 and 2. And I don't know how we're going to approach it when we get there. We have next week to think about it. It has some moments and it has some energy. And it's the reason why I feel like this episode was Edith Keeler's fault. Final thoughts. Edith Keeler was a bitch and this is all her fault. Yes or no? I say yes.
Yes.
That's right.
So say we all.
Sean, so say we all.
I'll go along with it.
She should have been giving it up to Captain Kirk, and then we could have had like a Kirk ancestor like way back there, and he could like it could have been Chef could have been like a descendant of Kirk's kid with Edith Keeler. He was there long enough. He could. What can I tell you? We had a bunch of old episodes swirling around in an excellent episode here tonight, and next week we'll be back to discuss all of season 3 and get ready to jump into season 4, which has a lot of good stories. It's just that Stormfront is only okay. We love you all, and JT, what are you up to this week? What's your schedule? Will you be with any of our friends?
Sure,
tomorrow, I think we'll see you somewhere.
Tomorrow I'll likely be hanging out around there with Mark D with the C. I might not be on the show.
Night,
but I'll be hanging out. Then Tuesday I'll be on Dadman's talking sports ball at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the next night, Wednesday, I'll be hanging out with Dave C. 9 p.m. Eastern as well. And I hope feel very vindicated by that choice.
I endorse all of those shows, but you'll only catch me in the chat of a couple. And we all know why. Very controversial stuff last week, huh? Very controversial indeed. Oh, sirs. Oh, before we go, I guess... Oh, very controversial. Oh, sirs. Sir, what did you think?
That was so controversial. Sir.
Oh, what, say it again, sir. No one can hear you.
That was so controversial. Sir.
Oh, wow.
Let us go.
Not yet.
No, I'm sorry. The other Star Trek show is on. They're not doing Star Trek tonight, but maybe flip over there and check them out on the other side. Sean, do you have any models to debut this week?
No,
Anything going on your channel?
I haven't been out there in the garage in a while. I'm getting close to being done with the Voyager, but just haven't made it my way out. It's been a tough couple of weeks.
Ever since Sean's wife found a way to clear the fumes of the glue out of the garage, Sean hasn't had the same passion for building the models. That exhaust fan really tanked production.
I have the passion. It's just the amount of time I've had has not been there. But I'm working on it here and there. But I'll get the whole.
So we reconcentrated the paint fumes and the glue fumes in the shed. Yeah. You're ready to be inspired. Remember when Hank Hill shellacks the chair in the basement with the windows closed and trips out? And sees Beavis and Butthead and death and everything else. It's like episode 5 of King of the Hill. It's great. All right. Yeah. I know this. Oops. I guess I have to remove this. I have so many pictures. My tabs are a wreck, guys. You know what? Here it is.
Are we ready to go? Okay, mute up, guys. We're going to play the ending.
Before we do that, the question would be, have you been assigned a movie? What movie will we be seeing? And is Doomcock back in his lair? Everything's cool?
Yeah, I think he's all set now. I believe we're going to be doing we're coming up on Veterans Day, so I think it's going to be a war movie.
Cool. I suggest Patton. It's the best biopic of my life ever made.
Well, we did Patton about 2 months ago.
Yeah, but I think it's time to do it again. I was there. I saw that episode. I also, you know what? We could have pointed out just before we go. Patton was in the Olympics and got disqualified because he was such a good shot. He put 2 bullets through the same hole. I'm serious. Patton was in the Olympics in something called the military triathlon. It was target shooting, fencing, and equestrian skills. It was in the early Olympics, and he would have had a gold medal if he wasn't such a good shot. He put 2 bullets through the same hole.
Oh, wow.
Was that with pearl-handled revolvers?
God damn it, they were Bantha tusk-handled phaser. My phaser is Bantha tusk-handle. Damn it. Only a pimp in a cheap Moss Isley whorehouse would have an ivory-handled pistol. They're ivory, of course. And they're woolly mammoth ivory because, I'm compassionate. And I would never pay the people near the park to go to the park to kill the elephants to bring me the tusks so that I could have an ivory-handled phaser. And please don't ever go into the reserve in Kenya. Home of a young Barack Obama. Don't go to the reserve in Kenya and kill any elephants. It's bad. It's bad. The Great Escape is a fantastic, second Great Disagreement film. I agree. The second Great Disagreement gave us a lot of great movies. The Great Escape is a great movie. It's a bunch of vignettes, though. There were no Americans in the camp. Is the sad truth. The movie is based on a true story, but it was a French and British prisoners. So the French, of course, were the innovators of how to run away. They're like, we must find a way to run. No, I'm just kidding. It was a British camp. It was a German camp filled with British prisoners. It's a good one. So check out Doomcock. We're glad to hear that he's back on the air and back in good shape. Regards to the warlord Xanadu, wasn't the same without you. I'm glad you got the home invasion over or whatever the hell it was. And we'll see you guys. I'll be back on Tuesday with my show, probably in the later hours. And then on Thursday, we will have the next installment of Landman has to happen this week. I don't know if it'll be Tuesday or Thursday. How's that sound? Thursday, probably more likely, but we'll figure that one out in good time. I love you all. I want to thank you, and I want to thank everyone who's here. Saving Star Trek is brought to you by the genius of Gene Roddenberry and the dedication of my fantastic panel. Also, it's brought to you by the financial support of viewers like yourself. And by the way, I didn't end the poll. 87% of you thought it was an A, 10% of you thought it was a B. C came in at 0% and DF 3%. That is definitely, somebody is just trolling.
That was John the Beagle Dad said he gave it an F.
Why?
I didn't see a reason. He just said F episode.
Weird. Well, to each their own. That's Star Trek fans for you.
Was it because of the different dog, perhaps?
There's not a beagle in it. That's right. It's not a beagle. Well, JJAbrams can beam that dog away. Guys, thank you for hitting the like and follow buttons. For those of you who come through later, if you've watched with the tab open for a little while, I'm really grateful. And if you can share the stream, that would also help us out. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Hit it.
Admiral Teag and the panel would like to thank the following people for their generosity. RRTNZ, Wes Cagle, The Dead Man, Radioactive, and all subscribers, viewers, and channel members.
All right. Oh, I muted you guys. Sorry.
And then when I unmuted, I remuted myself. Thank you, Sean. It's really cool for you to do that for us. I appreciate it. And guys, isn't it great to have Majel? Thank you. And we thank Majel. We got to hear her again tonight, and that was fantastic. And this is her last appearance in real Star Trek, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We love you, Majel Barrett. We love Star Trek, and we love all of you. We love you all. We'll see you next week. And you know what, Sean? Here it comes. JT, are you ready? Guys,
let's do it.
It's fab time.
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
Incoming SydneySweeney video. Set burners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to standby. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
Oh, we love you all.
I like how it says nag shopping.
You covered it all. It's like you put as much thought as that as Sussman did into like the little readout about Jonathan Archer. All right, you know where you love her.
I may or may not have drawn from experience.
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
Sean, you'll go blind.
Did anyone see that this is wrong?
Okay, we gotta go.